I know it's only 5 right now, but yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, going. We are now live, and
Have you made a tweet yet?
typing right now.
Okay.
Are we gonna tier list evolution?
Yes, actually.
Oh
We
my.
But
we need to watch. I
yes,
need
Really?
to rewatch
you
Evolution
didn't know that,
before I
Wazy?
can
Yeah,
do
I need
that.
to. I actually need. Well, okay, I can do like the first half of Evolution easy,
Well,
but like the second half of it, I need to rewatch. But yeah.
no, yeah, we would definitely watch it before. I think what the plan was is watch the original show and then Evolution and then do the tier for Evolution. But I guess that depends on how everyone feels.
Uh,
Because I know that it's
Hold
a
on.
rewatch is due. I mean, I wish we had done.
Watch the
Hmm.
watch the show like on stream or
Um, I don't think so.
okay, yeah, I was wondering like oh
No, no, we probably can't do that anymore. Our first, I think our
yeah,
first, I think
exactly.
actually all of our rewatches were have been on stream. Not thinking of it,
That's true.
but I don't know, not this time.
Or group rewatches, but yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Okay.
I will be multitasking.
Okay, it's posted.
Okay. To Twitter.
Oh, gosh.
Who's making what?
Someone made a fart noise after I said a pun, or it was either you or Colton. It
Huh.
was more like a.
Maybe that was me sitting down in my chair.
It was the chair.
Oh my god.
Nice.
Yeah, no, I just let one rip like really loudly right on stream. God, that's gonna be clipped, isn't it? I set myself up. Oh my god.
It's you don't really like realize it until after you say it. Oh my god.
Yeah.
That's great.
I'm gonna dedicate the rest of my life to forgetting this.
Oh my god. Yeah, the delay is definitely
Yeah.
for not in here. So let's see. We have obviously tidal wave is next. I forget what's after that.
False lead and
Oh hell yeah!
I,
And pretender. No, Aelita. No, tidal wave, false lead,
it's a
Aelita, and possibly the pretender. We can get through those.
yep.
I'm gonna save.
We'll
Oh, the next stream would be great. The secret, temporary insanity. Those are fun.
Ooh, yeah. All good ones.
Man, I really wish I had
All
watched False Lead before this. Damn it. Oh well.
good. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Do we want Whiskey to join, but just as text?
Hold on. That's fine if you want. Yeah. Yeah, because then that would make and the this VC chat will be on the stream from time to time. So.
Yeah.
And then we'll start, I guess.
All right, I will create the list.
Alrighty.
It's time to randomize. I added Whiskey
Remember-
to it.
Random
Wait,
answer.
should Whiskey be included?
Yeah.
I included
Or-
him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Whiskey's first, so
Well,
Great.
Whiskey arrived, so we're good.
I like that. That's funny. Whiskey, looks like you're first. But if you you can if
Time
you want
to
you
write
can
an essay.
Yeah, write an essay. You could type while the next person shares. If you want to do that, and then you can.
oh, that's me.
And then you can do. Okay, cool. And then you could do the and then you'll give us your rank at the end, or whenever really.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just typing out the ranks real quick.
Yeah, you did a better job at that, by the way, because before I ever since the beginning I've always written people's ranks down, but the way you did it last weekend was better. All right, and so once you're done with
working
that,
out all the kinks halfway through.
what?
We're working out all the kinks halfway through the series.
Yeah.
Remember when we thought we'd get
Yeah.
this done in like 4 streams and that's it?
Yeah.
Oh, where'd that go?
Oh, dear God! I don't. Yeah, we were dumb.
And stupid.
Young, dumb, stupid.
What is this we were talking
Yeah,
about?
we.
I have no part in the poor decision making here.
Okay.
Are you talking about the Nintendo? You speak in French?
Look, I can call you an ambulance cam if you need a, Wii U.
Okay, yeah, tidal wave. It's not a bad episode. It's just like
Is Whiskey? Oh, Whiskey's gonna type theirs.
yeah. So Whiskey's gonna type while I go. I think that's what we agreed on. Instead of us just sitting here awkwardly while Whiskey types.
You can see,
So-
yeah, he's already typing right now. So,
Yeah.
so Flower, whenever you're ready, you can go ahead and start.
Oh.
Yep.
No pressure.
Okay.
All the pressure.
Yeah, so Tidal Wave. Tidal Wave's it's a fun episode, but also not a standout. It has a really cool monster. And it has a lot of jokes with Odd being hungry for food. But that's like its 2 good qualities. Those are the 2 things it's got going for, and everything else is just kind of it's okay. At least in terms of what I remember from it. I wish I had more to say.
I have notes. I forgot.
I mean, I guess I could do the
Love
full
it.
summary. We have the opening. This is actually it's got the same format of like most Lyoko episodes have. They're doing some school related event ties in with the attack, which I mean, most episodes are like this, but they go to gym class, they have a whole lecture on how to eat right, and then apparently it's not just a lecture because now the school is committed to having good food only good nutritious food and not tasty food.
The French government insisted.
Yes, which is a fact that will not be consistent outside of this one episode.
well, it was experimental, I guess.
I mean, unless I'm wrong. Does it come
Rosa
up again?
went on.
No,
I highly
No.
doubt this.
Okay.
I will
It's
say
Rosa
though.
went on
Just
strike
Korea.
after this started, and
Jim.
and after that, yeah, exactly. So they're like, all right, we'll change the menu back.
Like all the students complained too. Like no one liked this.
Yep.
Because they didn't grill the salmon. That's why.
Odd's like super hungry, which again, this episode goes to town with jokes on that, and it's great.
Really
I don't know. I'm
elaborate.
I'm trying to think if there's anything noteworthy. There's some neat CGI action going on because season 3 likes to play around with CGI in the real world.
We get a really awesome Yumi and Ulrich duo.
Here's that. I mean, I liked it. I don't know. This is just like a B episode for me, honestly. I like it, but it's not like there's just not much to talk about. At least
I guess not. I'm not looking at my notes here.
Because I'm trying to think, and it's just like I'm gonna have way more to say with other episodes, but this is just a standard Monster of the Week attack episode, and like in a season where we're starting to transition to less Monster of the Week and more plot-driven stuff. So like, it's cool. I don't hate it. It's not super like the most memorable thing is the food monster, but that's it.
So
yeah,
we're gonna gloss
B.
over Xana raising the digital C and Aelita and Odd having to race to the edge of the sector to get there in time.
I forgot that that happened.
Oh yeah, that's the thing.
I mean, that's neat.
The digital C thing.
Yeah, come on. It's more than neat. I think that's a really cool gimmick.
I haven't watched. I should have watched that episode just properly. I didn't.
I thought you did.
I was multitasking. No, I was multitasking when Dylan was streaming it last week.
I thought you did before that though.
So I totally no, I didn't.
Oh, okay.
That's my bad. I need to actually watch these episodes.
I know. I'm saying like I wish
I thought I could just. I thought I remembered most of that stuff, but.
Oh,
okay,
I could have.
And I will break down and I will double check the episode right now for that because I totally forgot that happened.
Yeah,
B+, damn. That was brutal.
I have a feeling that it's gonna get a lot of C's. I have a feeling it's gonna get a lot of C's and D's, and I was the same, but I have a change of heart surprisingly since last week, which actually is the same for the whole season. Not thinking about it.
Yeah, I'm a lot nicer to an episode when I actually remember the episode.
Whiskey, you're free to hate Xana, but you're free to hate the monster, but like
I think that's what the main thing.
It's just a polymorphic specter absorbing all of the food.
No,
essentially. Like, that's what it is.
I think that's why people. I think that's the main reason why people didn't like this episode was the attack, which I can agree with. Like I did not care for the
attack.
It's not.
I really don't hate the attack.
I'm not saying I hate it, but it's a silly attack. But a lot of people I've heard this didn't like it.
My only contention is Whiskey being like, there's no way Xana could just possess the food. I'm like. Polymorphic specters were like extremely prevalent in the entirety of the last season.
It's so weird.
Honestly, I think the biggest issue. Sorry.
Nah, go ahead.
I think the biggest issue is just that attack it feels like a season 1 attack. Like if this was a season 1 episode, I probably would have given it way more props. But it's not a season 1 episode.
No, you're fine. Like I said, but when Whiskey popped their opinion in there, and I just like,
yeah,
no way Xana could possess the like. No, I really have to just disagree.
It has a season 1 feel.
I am shocked that you're disagreeing, but
it's a season 1 attack, but also again, it's the whole like. It doesn't work because it's food, and it's just that's where everyone's mainly coming from about it.
Yeah, well, but I said no, because the specters don't possess anything.
Okay, so that's why they're in. Sorry, I'm double checking Sorry.
Spectre.
What about the episode? What about nobody in particular? Where Xana just possessed a giant pile of carbon particles and ash. And turned it into a ghost monster.
Cool.
He doesn't like that's essentially what he did here, except instead of
Well, we're
ash,
not
it
there
was
yet.
food.
Well, Xana's already done that with Laughing Fit, and there's that episode that you mentioned, and then there's Triple Trouble. So there's,
Also, there's metal cans of food inside that monster of food that Xana
Honestly,
possessed. So
I don't want to get
boom,
I don't
boom.
like, as much as it doesn't make sense.
See, I got whiskey
it's
to
not
come
worth
around.
talking too much
But now
about
it's a
it.
C+, but that first point is mute. Woohoo. It's still a C+ whiskey. Like, I didn't change that. I wasn't really even trying to. I just needed to be like, no, he can possess the food. It makes sense. E double plus. Okay, yeah, I'll take that. I'm
Yeah,
fine.
okay. I forgot. I have no idea
Yes.
why I forgot that Xana.
I was thinking of one, but
one episode raised the digital C, and now
Yeah.
I understand that's why they went to Lyoko.
yeah.
They were to Sector 5 to like get him to lower the C so they can go back to
Yeah,
the tower.
they had to do a lot in that episode. Like
Yeah.
it was very action packed, and it made me like bump my ranking up.
Honestly,
Because of it.
I think part of it is just my own bias because I prefer the more character driven episodes, and this is just a run of the mill
Agreed.
monster of the week.
I
Yeah,
mean,
Xana's
it's a very
Xana's-
odd-centric episode, but it's just one of the episodes where they make odd out to be a joke, which is,
yeah.
I think, like, it's a very odd character development episode, but it doesn't, it just makes him out to be a joke.
How is it character development?
How in the world is this?
He
character
learns
development?
how much he cannot survive without food.
We already
Okay.
knew that though.
Okay.
I'd argue that the others learned like what happens when you don't feed on. But even then, I do have to make a point about like the nutrition being like, oh, we're teaching kids about nutrition, but the fact is the episode kind of paints that like, hey, let's eat healthier in a very negative light. You have Odd complaining about like he's hungry, and then when he's served the more nutritious food, he's like, I'd rather have not eaten anything. And even Jim, the teacher, is like sneaking in the back to get more food. So like it's almost like this episode is making fun of like the like let's eat healthier like
Mhm.
push that was happening.
This episode didn't come out during that time, though.
I don't know. Well, what? But that
It was
happened.
2005.
Yeah, this happened. Like they had a whole. This episode is about that happening.
Yeah, healthy school lunches wasn't really a thing until 2008. Though I
Well, it
guess
wasn't.
I guess
Until this
maybe in
episode.
France
Yeah,
it could have
I'm
been.
surprised you remember that. I don't know.
I'm not up to date on French politics because I didn't live in France when I was 7 and going to elementary school.
How lucky you were.
Oh yeah, I will give props for this episode for the digital C being raised. That is, again, this feels like a season 1 episode because Xana doing stuff on Lyoko to make it harder to get to
Yeah,
the tower
that's so
outside
true.
of throwing monsters at them. Everything about this is just this feels like a season 1 episode, but it's not. It's a season 3 episode.
Maybe that was on purpose.
I don't know. Maybe.
Nice little throwback, if so.
They're getting
Throwback
ready
time.
ready to write Xana Awakens.
Mhm.
I mean, I was gonna give this a B
Ah.
anyway. Maybe B. I don't know. I'm gonna put it as B because I had it. I changed it, and I'm changing it back to B. It's an okay. It's a fine episode. I wouldn't turn my nose at watching it. Honestly, I wouldn't turn my nose at watching any of these episodes. But this isn't like an episode I dread. It's just be like, cool, tidal wave. It exists. It's fun.
yeah.
There's other episodes that like do what this does, but way better. So like, I don't know. It's just I don't have a ton to say. I'm sorry.
No, that's good. My share is gonna be pretty quick and straightforward. So, should we move on?
I think so. Yeah.
Fulton?
And we can
Laura?
come
That is-
and
Yeah, I feel
if-
bad.
and when we go back
There's-
over for rankings, if you have any other like comments, do feel free to do.
Yeah. I'm
So
just responding to Whiskey Flower. It exists. Like, yes, I think it does a little more than just exist, but like also yes.
yeah. All right, Colton,
Does
your
exist.
turn.
Yes.
Okay, tidal wave. Now, the episode title alone, let's start with that because you think to yourself, because imagine like someone watching this, imagine someone watching a show for the first time and then they get in this episode and they see the episode title, tidal wave. Oh, that probably means like there's going to be like a tsunami, like an earthquake that happens, or maybe the whole school floods
I mean,
or
one
some shit.
does. Are you?
Uh,
Did you not watch the
All the floods
episode?
on Lyoko, but like here on Earth, we got to deal with a food monster or some shit. Which is
Tidal wave
just
of food.
insane.
I mean, well, tidal wave of food, I guess. That
Yeah,
does
Well, I
happen.
that's
guess.
what I was
Should've
saying.
called
We
Oh,
got
I
a
thought you were
tidal
talking
wave
about.
on
I thought
Earth.
you were really meaning the digital sea, because that's probably what it was really referring to. But I don't know.
I suppose.
I don't know actually.
It's referring to both
It's-
the food and the digital sea.
Yeah, and
Okay.
you know, words can have more than one meaning.
All right, moving on.
Mhm.
So, gee, yeah, this episode is like if you look up the word "middle" in the dictionary, then you'll probably find this episode just sitting right underneath there. You can't
Pinnacle
look up the
of
word
mid.
"mid" in the dictionary because that's an abbreviation, but "middle," yeah, that's there.
Hmm.
So we start off the episode with everyone in the lab in Germany is looking over data from Sector 5, which, if I do remember correctly, is the same data they found in the previous episode.
I have no idea.
Yes,
I'm-
and
I suspect, because I think I remember that they went to Sector. Oh yeah, we wait, no, oh, was it straight to heart? Gee, I don't know. I do remember that they got data, but I don't remember when it was. But and so they're looking over that, hoping to fight Xana on the internet. So there's that.
only Google Maps updated their color scheme. Let's see. Would it be possible to send a tsunami on Paris, France?
I did hear about the Google Maps thing. How people were complaining about it. That's probably.
I mean, if Xana just forced enough water up the scene,
Anything's possible with a cartoon, I guess. But that would be
You
so.
guess.
Exactly.
That's a big tsunami then.
Oh yeah.
mean, this
Apparently, according to Google, France is like prepared for a
Tsunami.
tsunami. Like they know it could happen. So I'd give this episode way more props if it actually just Xana's like, nah, I'm gonna create an earthquake and generate a tsunami.
just take the entire section of France facing the English Channel and collapse it into the sea, and then, you know,
Yeah,
the
you know
show
what happens
could
next.
definitely prove that people are brought back to life by the return to the return to the past.
Return to the press.
Cracks.
I honestly think the way they do it is you just keep seeing the wave build and build and build. Like it would never hit, but you just keep seeing it and it gets closer and closer. And just when the shadow of the wave is
Oh
approaching,
my god.
like the school is when they do the return to the past.
Yeah.
I mean, it all depends, because technically, the biggest security against a tsunami is being up a hill, essentially. But like a very big hill. Because being up a very short hill actually is worse. But being up a very big hill, so, you know, France's weakness to a tsunami is, or Paris's, specifically Paris? No, just France in general. I mean, you have to keep in mind the Bay of Biscay is basically the perfect spot for a tsunami to form. The English Channel really isn't. That's a fairly safe area from tsunamis, just on account of the shape. The other thing is if you want like a really bad tsunami, you need a very steep beach. Or very steep, like underwater section of the beach.
I just like to remind you that there is no tsunami that happens in this episode on Earth. So
Yeah, exactly.
yeah, this
I
whole
felt like you
discussion
were
that's
getting off
happening,
topic.
you're just
Oh.
wishing it would have happened. Maybe make this episode West Tennessee spoilers.
Okay. Oh.
But anyways,
Yeah, go ahead.
so we continue on. Everyone goes back to school, and they're all in gym class. By the way, we did watch the episode beforehand, and as we were watching the episode, I noticed that like they're all sitting in the gymnasium, and it's just like the four of them, like Ulrich, Odd, Ilea, and Jeremy in the shot. So it feels like as if they're the only four guys there, which feels awkward, I guess. But it is
Sometimes that
funny as well.
sort of thing just kind of happens in animation. Yeah.
It's obviously not the first
Sometimes
time. And
Yeah.
I mean, budget
Yeah.
stuff.
Like, there are a lot of scenes in the cafeteria, for example. Yeah.
So, anyways, they're there and they're talking about. Apparently, they say it's Nutrition Day. The new, right? And they're talking about eating healthy, and it's a campaign to CAG Academy, which we all know is probably financed by the French government. I can't confirm nor deny that, but that's my prediction, anyways. So Odd goes to get some food because he is starving, like he usually is, and Rosa, she informs him that we have to eat healthy today, and so Odd's all disappointed and sad and depressed and whatnot. So then, after lunch, then we see Ulrich and Ilea in the factory, just analyzing data again. And then we have a weird moment in this episode where Yumi and oh wait, no, that comes afterwards. But we have this. I'm gonna take a screenshot of this because you need to see this, because I can't believe this is an actual thing.
Curious.
Hang on a second.
Interesting.
I'm curious what you're going to show us.
I'm gonna show you. Like,
Genuinely.
this is this is one of the most out of context screenshots in this entire show.
Bring it on.
This picture,
that.
right here.
Oh, that.
I forgot
Oh.
this was from this episode. I joked about making that one of the thumbnails for the tier list.
I have no idea what the hell this is supposed to be.
The famous
I don't know if
Italian statue.
Yeah.
Probably like
Oh,
some sort of
okay.
folklore.
I suppose so. Oh yeah, they are in Italian class. So William and so Yumi and William both leave, and they're talking with each other.
God.
Now I don't remember what it is they were talking about, but all I know is that Yumi just disappears on him. And we made the joke during the episode where imagine if Yumi just like cartwheels and somersaults away from William off screen.
And I said I wanted William to like turn around and see Yumi like cartwheeling away, which is
Specifically, the statue refers to the founding of
Yumi.
Rome myth. And I'm assuming essentially the two babies are the mythical founding brothers of Rome.
Oh my
So
god.
it's not something that
Probably
it's
super
not-
relevant in an Italian class.
Yes.
I imagine so. So it's not something that
Yeah.
Moonscoop just came up with. Like they got drunk one day and just said, "Hey, let's do this in the episode."
I mean, they
But
probably
anyways,
got drunk
continue.
and like, let's reference that one
So
Italian
funny.
folk story.
Honestly,
about
there's
the
a
sun.
good chance one of the writers had this lecture in their class one time. That's where it comes from.
That makes sense. That would be memorable.
It would.
But anyway, so Ulrich, Odd, and Jim conveniently, are all leaving the cafeteria, and then all of a sudden, all hell breaks loose when all the food starts becoming magnetized, and it kind of forms together and creates a gigantic food monster. Which, yeah, that happens. Also, in one scene, like it feels like that when Jim's food flies off his tray, it feels like he has a gigantic ass turkey just sitting on the his tray, and I'm like, okay. Wait. In other words, like there's food here that you would think they wouldn't be because in the scene where Odd is getting his food, it's entirely different food than the ones that they form together, and so I'm wondering if they just hid all the food in like the cafeteria, and then just brought. Yeah, I don't know. It's weird. Oh, and one more thing is that about this episode is that it is entirely dramatic. Like some of the scenes in this episode, just have like weird zoom ins and zoom outs, like anime style, which you don't really, which you kind of see in certain episodes. But this one just cranked it up to 11, pretty much.
All the
So
budget
the
went into
food-
this episode specifically.
No. A good amount of it definitely did.
Can you imagine?
Yeah, that'd be crazy. Not a finale.
Yeah. The food episode. Sorry, continue, Colt.
Lunch meat. No, that's not the name of the episode. What was that Danny
And
Phantom
this is
episode? I
the-
was trying to think of it.
Really, once you get this part of the episode, then things are kind of, par for the course, if you will. Yumi and Iwe are making their way to the tower almost immediately, by the way. Almost immediately, they're making their way to the tower, and almost immediately they have Xana's crabs on just following them. And I'm like, wow, you're trying to speed run here. We don't have time. We only have 24 minutes. We need to get more parts of the food monster in. So they run off. So Ulrich and Odd run off ahead of Jim, who's basically just off the fend for himself. So we get to the part where the tidal wave, if you will, lifts. And good thing Yumi and we have a vehicle in order for him to get across this, because if they didn't, they'd be screwed. Conveniently. So thanks, Jeremy Belplot, for looking out. And we also I forgot about this, but this is also the episode where the Hornets show up, and Cameron just gets totally pissed off
What happened?
when they show up.
He gets pissed off whenever the Hornets show up.
Oh,
yeah.
It's not
I
unique
thought
to
it was
this
hilarious
episode.
when we were watching the episode. Like
Oh
he's
yeah,
just
I
sick and
forget.
tired of
I,
it.
I forget that I was like enjoying this episode, and I remember seeing those, and I had to take points off. But then they brought points back on because I think something happened to Yumi. I just can't remember what.
Yumi gets knocked off the overwind, and she's
See.
yeah, and she almost gets into the digital sea. But good thing for Iwea that she was quick on her feet and attacked her and devirtualized her before it could happen. Which the previous episode we were asking, why didn't they just do that? And we chalked it up to heat of the moment, pretty much. Hang on a second. Okay, there we go. So, okay. Sorry, I forgot. Is that it turns out they can't actually deactivate the tower because the sea level rose. So therefore, they need to go to Sector 5. I'm not sure how they'll deactivate the tower from there. I guess
Just using the No You card on Xana by getting data.
so. Obviously, Yumi gets to virtualize, and then goes to Lyoko, and Ulrich jumps in the nick of time while Yumi's running away from the food monster. All hyper in fashion with like a stick, and he is just going down on this food monster, just destroying the living hell out of it. Oh, there is one part where, meanwhile, Ulrich is trying to dodge the food monster. He jumps into the sewers, and his phone gets damaged because of it. So obviously he's not doing too well on that side. Sorry, I'm looking at the. I'm watching the episode and looking at the summary at the same time because I don't remember what happens. It's because it's been a while since we watched this, and
It's
by
all
a
good.
while I mean a
I
week.
always have that just in case. I'm gonna need that for the next few episodes now, actually.
So I and Ilia go to the Celestial Dome. Ilia's going to the interface and try and lower the digital sea level. Okay, so that's why they made their way there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they had.
Which I find kind of odd because does that mean that like Ilia is able to like stop Xana's attacks on Lyoko if she just goes to the terminal and shuts it down?
I guess so.
Like,
Not until
No,
they
because
find
Jeremy needed data in order to stop Xana from raising the digital sea.
Right.
He essentially needed to know what Xana was doing so he could then program the counter.
I'll take your word for it.
Alita wasn't the one who stopped the digital sea
Yeah.
rising. It was
No, he's
Jeremy.
right. Yeah.
All right, so all right, Ian.
And it makes more sense that Jeremy. would do that now.
So eventually they get the data, and then Ilia and Odd returns to the mountain sector. Odd's starving, by the way.
Xana's like, but wait,
during
there's
this
more.
Yeah, he's starving even more than he was before, which is not a good sign. Luckily for him, though, I was gonna say luckily for him is that he's still top notch on Lyoko like he usually is. But I don't know. So Ilia deactivates the tower. Orc and Yumi are saved from the food monster. And then they actually do return to the past, which I feel like it's been a while since we've seen it, in my opinion.
Yeah.
It probably has been a while since we've seen it.
Yeah.
And then the episode ends with Odd yelling, "I'm hungry,"
Yeah.
and that's it.
I actually would give
yeah,
points for
I'll
making me
admit
laugh.
that bit is funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, that bit is funny.
Yeah, I appreciate that. It's just such a sudden end.
Mhm.
So good.
I'm so hungry.
The problem with that
Outro.
ending, though, is that it leaves things like the problem. Yeah, the problem with the ending is that I don't know, it kind of ended abruptly for me. Like I wanted to know, like
That episode was
like-
so much it had to end abruptly.
yeah. I wish that the episode ended when like they went back to the cafeteria and they decided that Nutrition Day was not the best thing in the world for them to do. Or like they somehow convinced that Nutrition Day is not the best thing to do, and so they just go back to the regular food. And then we see Odd just scuffing his face down.
Hmm.
I don't know. I felt like it could have ended better.
I know, but I still will. I'll take the ending this time because it was just it did make me laugh. But I can probably see why because of how much they did in that episode, and didn't have. They probably needed more time, but they didn't. So.
So yeah, that was Tile Wave. I'm pretty sure I did not. I hopefully didn't leave anything out. There's no way I could have, right? So yeah, C.
Okay.
You assume it's the same apple.
I knew that it. So Xana, the monster, like, there's always a solo apple before before it attacks again. But I don't think it's the same apple, especially if Orange.
Yeah, I think-
I don't
you know,
think so either.
I just think it was a running
Flower
joke through
has-
that episode.
I mean, I think Whiskey also argued that all the food items touch the sewer floor at some point.
Well, I mean
Or
that
factory
that
floor.
that whole monster,
Yeah.
like all the food, like that when that monster is making its way to the factory, that all that food is just touching so much stuff on its way. So no
Yeah,
matter if it's the
honestly,
sewer or not, it's
It's a nasty apple. It
Yeah.
could be a sewer apple. It could be an even worse apple.
I think it was a.
But also, he's taking a bite right before an R2TP, so like whatever.
Okay, I
Poison
guess,
he
yeah.
just ingested,
If I
it
die
doesn't
from
matter.
eating this
Ulrich
apple, who gives a
dies
shit?
instantly before the time bubble is
there's-
able to overcome him.
There's a lot of food in that
So-
monster. There's several fruits and stuff. I just think it's fun. The running
mean-
joke of like having a solo apple shown before something happens is pretty.
I mean,
funny.
I don't think he could die instantly from doing that
No.
unless it was laced with something
No,
crazy
I know.
poison. He'd get
Here,
sick.
have an apple. Ah, damn it! Super Discord.
I was trying to use to bait the rat
God.
problem in Cadix, so yeah. He dies instantly.
Well, how did it get to Oh, well, never mind. I guess like she probably just kept the apple somewhere, and then like it got sucked up in all the
Yeah, I got
yeah.
exactly. Xana was hoping that even if the attack ended, one of them would try and eat the apple, and he was right. So, yeah,
Man, Xana really wanted them.
yeah.
That'd be
It's
another
subliminal
trick up the
messaging.
sleeve where like Xander poisoned all the food that he
apple.
sucked up.
Yep.
I mean magnetized,
He's
whatever.
What's it? God. The food monster exists. It just is what it is.
Okay, there you go.
All right. My turn. Yeah. So I don't have a lot, but I'm gonna start with the gym scene where where Jim flirts with Yolanda was pretty funny. His facial expressions were just priceless. Saying he's all in shape and everything, cracks it. I don't know how he hurts himself, but that's Jim. Hey, every time now thinking about it, every time he shows off something, he hurts himself. There's several episodes of that. Oh man.
That's the joke.
Yeah. Yeah, we already talked about the food monster, the apple. Wasn't there a line about? I don't know if it was this episode, but wasn't there a line where Jeremy calls Auric? He's like, "Hey, or Ulrich answers the phone. He's like, "Is it good news?" And Jeremy's like, "No." Was that this episode? I can't remember. If that was
God, I
this
hope
episode.
so.
I don't
There was
know.
I remember it was mentioned, and I didn't remember hearing it though. But it's one of my favorite scenes though, because like I can't remember remember word for word, but it was so funny. I was just trying to think. I don't know. I hope it's not this episode. But
You hope it's not this episode.
I think it could be on a better episode. I feel like it was because it definitely wasn't because of food. It had to have been something else. Maybe it was having to do with the digital sleep rising. Maybe. So so yeah, I thought that I was originally before watching this episode, I was I'm thinking this was like a C tier episode. But with like. I've watched this episode so many times. I don't know why this time rewatching it made me like change my mind. But besides of the silly food attack, like I liked all the Lyoko scenes. I thought it was very action packed. I liked like they had to go to Sector 5. They get devirtualized on Lyoko and have to go all the way to Sector 5 to pull that no you card on Xanov to stop the digital sea from rising, and then they have to. It's not over because Xana's like, oh, but wait, there's more. They're attacking the core now, so now they have to go all the way back to Sector, or I think whoever's in Sector 5 already goes down there. Oh yeah, before that though, you get the very weird but hilarious animation from outside Sector 5 where a creeper spawns. I thought that was going to be a manta.
Oh my god, I forgot about that.
Yeah, I thought.
haven't forgotten.
I thought it was a manta. I was like,
I
oh, this is a
laughed
manta spawn.
so
I'm like,
hard.
what the fuck? Oh man. Creeper. Oh man.
God.
I honestly
that's
forgot about it when
Gotta
I
add
saw
that
that.
to the list.
Gotta add that to the list.
Gotta add that to the list. Yeah, gotta add that to the list.
Yeah. What list?
Oh, I have a meme list.
Okay, that list. Okay, cool.
Lyoko meme.
Yeah. No,
I
that's
have
a perfect
Lyoko
all
meme
man.
list.
That's like all
Yeah.
the creeper ones. I
Yeah.
totally forgot that one was a thing because. But yeah, they have to go. So that now they have to go stop the monsters from destroying the core. So they had a lot of that mission was pretty like they had their mouths full, but not odd, obviously. Sadly, not for him. And other than that, you had that Aelita creeper animation, which was cool. And then
Hello,
obviously,
Joy.
Hey, I'm so sorry about that. I got completely wrapped up in like multiple things and I couldn't get here until now.
You're good.
That's all good.
What did I miss?
You could just.
I was ending my share.
We're talking tidal wave. Yeah, you could just go after who's last? Dylan.
So, but anyways,
Okay.
that's pretty much what
Okay,
it is.
no problem.
The only reason why I'm changing it is because of how much they had to do on Lyoko. Like it was the digital C effect was cool, and it's like that they had a lot. It was more than it was more than I thought, and I don't know. I just like that there was just the stakes were somewhat a little higher than I thought in that episode. So that's why I'm changing it from C to B. And now it's Wazy's turn.
All right, so this won't take long. Mid. Next, no. Seriously, this episode is not very good. I mean, it just doesn't really offer a lot because while the action is all right, although even then, the food monster in and of itself is just pretty unamusing, pretty uninteresting. It's not, I don't know. It's like it would be different if it would be different if it was funny, but it's not really. It's just a food monster and they simultaneously play it straight as well as try and make it a joke, and I feel like it just doesn't work. The characterization also doesn't really have a lot to offer in this episode. Like, Odd gets to be the butt of a joke. Outside of the beginning, even Jim himself isn't all that funny in this episode, which is a rarity. Like, I feel like there are very few episodes where I just don't like Jim, and like in this one, it's not that I don't like him, it's just I don't really care, you know?
I don't really care.
And yeah, it's just like I don't really care. Oh wow, Jim is getting food instead of everybody else. I mean, I guess that's a little funny, but it's not really. I don't know.
Oh, that's why his tray was like that. Okay. I didn't know that because I was confused by that.
Yeah, it's not really just anything particularly special. Ulrich and Yumi have some moments, but it's just like, I don't know. It's just the fact that it's the food monster that doesn't really make it all that like threatening or enjoyable or anything like that. It's just like, nah.
Yeah.
And even with the digital C rising, it's still. I mean, I give it points for being somewhat interesting, but it isn't enough to save this episode. Easy C tier. So.
Yeah. Can you hear me? Shit.
Not.
No.
I mean, it has its moments. There's other episodes where I'm just like, no, I am struggling. This is just like blah, but like,
I mean,
unlike
I was like I was on the same boat, pretty much with Wazy about mainly because of the food monster, but again, I only bumping it up because of the Lyoko scenes, and I know it's not character driven. I know this is a filler, so if you're gonna do a filler, you want to at least have some character development, but that's not always gonna be the case. So as long it was still a okay, fun episode. That's what I get out of this.
I don't think it's very fun is my thing. Like, it's just, again, it exists.
Even the Lyoko scenes are not fun? That was what I meant by fun.
Eh,
Because
they're
you're,
okay.
cause you're
I
saying
mean,
if the attack was different on Earth, you would change it. If Lyoko stayed the
if
same, but
it,
Earth changed.
if Lyoko stayed the same, I don't know. Even then, oh wait, we do have the one cool like circular opening for Sector 5, but this isn't the only episode
Oh
that
yeah,
does that.
yeah,
But
it's not.
that was neat. Um, I mean, it does get some funny points as well for like the creepers spawning out of the wall because we watched it last week. And here's another thing because I have made it obvious that I am not rewatching any of these episodes. I haven't been. I have watched Code Lyoko enough times in my life that I remember the vast majority of what is going on in the show.
Right.
However, Tidal Wave. We watched it last week and I already forgot again, which says a lot.
That's sad.
whereas with,
That's true.
whereas with other episodes, throughout these live streams, I'll bring up like stuff like, oh yeah, this happened and that happened and da da da. And it's just like, nah, but for this one, it's just forgettable, boring, unironically, and I say it a lot, but this time really unironically mid. You know? So,
Told you, if you look up L in the dictionary,
Yeah.
you'll find it.
exactly, the pinnacle of mid. So it's just not a very good episode. Like
C is
rare
C
Code
mid
Lyoko
though.
L. Yeah.
I guess.
It says
surprised
the
you're
guy
not
who
putting
thinks
it
the
in
whole
B tier at this
series
point.
is now.
It's not the worst episode ever. If it were actively bad or offensive, maybe. Hold on, let me rephrase that. Not like offensive, but you know what I mean. Like if we're just bad episode, then
Like if it wasted your time.
yeah,
I'm changing
Yeah,
it into
like-
C because I thought I was like.
Oh, you're changing it to
anyways, where
C.
I remember. I thought yeah, the tidal wave. C for the C from the tidal wave.
That was probably the worst one so far. It's
No, definitely not.
I mean, yeah, I thought I remember these episodes super well, but like even when I'm like, oh, this episode has that scene, I'm like, okay, I remember the scene, I just didn't remember it came from this episode. But I just straight up was like, I didn't remember the digital C was risen this episode, like at all. I didn't even remember that Xana
I mean,
did
it doesn't
that.
matter because
Which
Xana did.
really should be memorable,
It's tidal
given
wave.
how dangerous a digital C is.
You know,
Double
Vigor
check, I
says.
believe you.
Vigor
It
says
was
a
the
good
one
point
time.
though. That I feel like the concept of the rising digital C would be really cool if paired with a more plot important episode instead of being attached to a filler, because maybe then you would remember it more.
I
like,
zoned
think-
out. Are we still
I
on
think so.
Tidal Wave? And is it
We
my
are
turn
Yes,
yet?
yes, we're
Yeah,
talking.
we still are.
yeah, we're still on tidal wave, but
We're
we're
not going to make it to
wrapping up
we
my
Nintendo
turn.
today.
Sorry.
Okay,
Yeah, go
we're
We're
for it.
def-
What?
Felt like we were
I
talking.
mean, do we have
circles, so I
more to
just tuned
say?
out.
No, we were in the middle of talking, but I don't know anymore.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Everyone gone?
I mean,
alright,
I mean,
guess you have the
Dylan
floor,
hasn't.
Dylan.
I mean, Dylan hasn't gone yet. If he wants to, say, you know, you can.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go for it, Dylan.
Well, I was last. I was waiting for my
yeah,
turn.
go for it.
Yeah.
I think you all are selling Tidal Wave short on its
Nah.
overarching themes and not looking at the intricate scenes and specific details
You need
that
to have a really high IQ.
put
to
the episode
understand Tidal
together.
Getting high.
It is one of the first episodes that really stresses a lot of the new tech that they were prepping for this and the next season, such as using 3D to help with their 2D animation scenes. We get the really cool scene of Ulrich running along the top level of the factory before jumping onto the food monster to destroy it to help Yumi. And this is one of the first times we really see them stretch their legs with the 3D tech that they were using. And it looks amazing.
Oh, it's good, but like, if
And
you're
you know,
watching,
yeah,
you
it's
have-
your bog standard season 1 run of the mill monster of the week episode. But you know, as even as a shortened half season 3 is still going to have its fillers, and this is a very fun and entertaining filler, even though it doesn't really add much to the overall story. So yeah, no, this is like a solid A. And you're all wrong.
Oh man,
A?
I had a feeling you were gonna say A. I just had a feeling. But
I
A?
wanted to say S to really mess with y'all.
No,
Cap.
no,
No, this is an
Cap.
A.
You're trolling if you say
Easy
S.
an A.
Yeah, you
Have-
said the
You're gonna
apple,
make
but
it-
yeah, that starts with A, the title wave.
I figured you would say B, but A.
I'm surprised though, but I had a feeling he was gonna go with A. I just had a feeling. But-
I enjoyed rewatching this.
I did
to prep
too.
for this episode, for this stream.
Okay, yeah.
Though
to be
technically
fair.
last week's stream,
Yeah.
and it's a fun episode. It's a solid A episode.
No, I agree with.
No, I respect your opinion. I just was surprised.
No, yeah. I mean, I can agree with it being fun. It was fun to watch and stuff.
I really
Yeah,
did want to say S though, just fuck
No,
with all you.
That's troll. All right,
I
Jory.
know I acknowledge the use of 3D in season 3, but I don't think it's enough to save this
It's not.
episode, especially because I can barely remember what
Same.
happens.
Now you should. Hopefully, I'm gonna ask you next week, and I'll be like, "Hey, what happened in Tidal Wave?"
Yeah,
we'll see.
After
After talking about it, I would
I
hope.
remember-
After talking about it, I would hope you remember.
Yeah, I'm going to remember that this is the one digital series in more because of this stream than the actual
Yeah.
episode itself.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's
but
bad.
does every episode just because an episode's forgettable doesn't make it bad? Because when you surround it with better episodes
Well, that's the case. It's gonna get drowned.
that are going to be more memorable, it's deeper.
Yeah, but it'll
It's
stay
around,
the
yeah.
contrast of how memorable it is lower.
Meh.
I think the
agree-
problem
I
with
agree,
this
Big
is
Word.
that it's just too standard. It's just way too standard Lyoko, and it's okay.
Lyoko does not deserve to be a standard show.
You
It
know
deserves to
what?
be better.
I lied. I don't respect Dylan's opinion, so because of that, I'm changing my C to a D
Yeah, I
to
knew it.
balance it out. No, I'm kidding.
All right. Well, Jory, you're next.
Well, I don't respect Wazy's opinion,
Don't you
so
dare.
I'm changing mine to a double S rank.
You see,
Wait,
you
no,
did, Wazy,
I
you can't. You can't do anything
Cam,
now.
Cam, quick.
Yeah, I got
Cam,
you.
quick,
I got
add
you.
the F rank. Add the F rank.
I got
It's
you.
fine, it's
I'll just
fine.
I'm gonna let the sisters fight.
Finally
and then-
time.
and then I'll go.
What did you say, Jory? Was that Jory? Who said that? Wait, hold on.
And I
Hello?
don't want to do that.
Who said that?
Damn.
Oh, if we add a double S rank.
No,
No.
I won't add that for you.
We're adding F.
I'll
See,
add...
it's an F for food.
Perfect. Yeah, well, my audio is cutting out.
Wait, we
every
don't
now and
have
then,
an
the
so-
F tier. Wait, we don't have an F tier on the ranking.
It's just
We
D.
don't, and I've been complaining about it since
Do y'all
day
really?
one. But
Really? Yeah,
How
I
have we
don't.
not
I don't recall you.
known this?
I don't recall you ever asking for that. I can add it if y'all really
no,
want.
I have commented on why do we only have D?
I mean, that
since,
was the
like,
default. That was the
beginning.
default. But we
Yeah.
can add an F.
Wait, we don't have an
We
F.
don't have to add. We don't have to add an F. I was kidding. You weren't actually going in to add an F, were you?
No, I wasn't. But now,
Wait,
but
why don't
but
we
you
have
saying
an
you've been asking
F?
forever. I was like, I can add it if you want.
I'm
Yeah,
genuinely
it's
too
curious.
late
for
Why
that.
don't we have an F tier?
I mean, D's already kind of in that. Like, I
Nah,
don't know.
F is
Well, hold on a minute. Now,
special.
this is Lyoko. No episode deserves to have an F.
I don't know if there
ranking,
is
because that's-
one that has an F. I know there's definitely D episodes.
Guys, we haven't even gone to evolution.
I would have
yet.
ranked
Come on.
Xana's Kiss an F because I know I ranked
dang.
for that a D.
Oh,
But-
dang. Okay, that's great. All right. Well, damn, that's crazy
Oh.
actually.
Damn.
Yeah.
Jory, did you want to go about Tidal Wave before we?
Yeah, I was just waiting for the aunt and uncle to finish fighting, but
That's.
Okay, well, go ahead.
okay. So this is bar none, without a doubt on my mind, Xana's stupidest attack, like in the world. I mean,
That's for true.
like if there is such a thing as like
For
cyber
the
drugs,
rats.
he did all of them. The rats actually
Nah, I
have
like the rats better.
No,
Than
no, no,
those.
That's what I
there's-
said. I prefer the rats.
Hold on. Let me cook. There's some like there's some like tactical advantage you can think of with the rats, right? Because like rats can like go underground. They have the sewers. They can get into high places. You know, they can get around to places. You know, and the rats can like, you know, you saw with like the one rat, you bite someone, spread the disease, get to the other rats, and the rats can like chew through walls and everything. You know, it's terrifying. You know, the rat thing was actually pretty scary when you think about it. And like, for a season 1 attack, that was actually pretty, that was one thing. Even if this was like, let's turn back the clock. Even if this was a season 1 attack, and he was like, I had an idea. Let's possess like a McDonald's or a Burger King, and just become the Fry Monster or whatever.
That would be way better.
Even if he
I
did
want to
that,
see that.
even if he
Y'all
like,
ever
even
see
if he became
Frybo
food-
from Steven Universe?
even if he became the food monster in season 1, I'd still be like, this is the lamest, like dumbest idea. Like, what advantage do you get by becoming food?
The entire point of the attack is to get them on Lyoko so he can either dump them into the digital sea,
Okay, well,
or he
you
can
see
possess
that there-
Aelita to destroy a sector.
Okay,
Like,
well, you see that there's like 1,000 episodes after this where there's like a million different attacks he can do beyond this.
1,000 different episodes.
Okay, I'm over exaggerating, but you can
Yeah, I
obviously
know.
you know what I'm talking about.
Yes, I do know what you're talking
he's
about.
obviously
Imagine
talking
this-
about
Koigo is
Jerome's
the One Piece.
project to add another season after Evolution that he's totally gonna announce next month, guys.
This is
Oh
like,
my God.
listen,
Yeah.
this is
I hope so.
like meta wise, this is the writers like being like, fuck, we need a filler. Fuck, we need to fill in quota. I got
We're
it.
out of ideas.
Unfortunately, the Grimace Shake didn't exist yet.
Oh my
Um,
God.
I mean, if I put on my tinfoil hat, I could argue maybe they did want to make an attack where it was an actual tidal wave, but then they're like, we do not have the budget for that. So
Or-
this
Oh my
I
gosh,
could believe
that makes
Wizzy.
that.
they're
I
a
w-
really quick backup plan. Yes.
I could also see this being like, oh, well, maybe some real life tragedy happened, and they're like, well, fuck, we gotta scrap this whole thing, and now we have to make the food monster from Scooby Doo or whatever.
The cotton candy.
A cotton
Ghost.
candy cloud guy, yeah.
Cotton Candy Ghost.
I just think of every time I think of Tidal Wave, I think of the first episode of Danny Phantom, the lunch lady ghost.
Yeah.
That's literally
You fucked up when
There's
the
also-
lunch. Listen, you fucked up when the lunch monster from fucking Danny Phantom is more intimidating than you are.
Yeah.
I
That's sad.
will be,
I think
Sad.
I think
I will
this
be
one came first.
J-Man in spirit since he's not here, but also Grandma Stuff'em from Kids Next Door. So there's that.
Infinitely
rings a bell.
scarier than
Yeah.
Xana in this episode.
Yeah.
Just in
You
this
guys just
episode,
really
though.
don't like. You guys just really don't like the food monster.
No, it's just the
It's his
it's
lamest attack,
it is-
and it's
it's-
objectively true.
It is bland.
Is
It is
it-
probably the lowest
Is it
attack.
really
Like,
his lamest?
it's
Yes.
one. It's up there. Physical object wise, yeah, I would have to say.
Yes.
But like that's not why. But I'm looking besides that. Okay, because that
Um,
I was basing my original C rank on the monster, but not. I'm just not
Yeah,
anymore.
I mean, like, and like honestly, like I'm looking at like the food monster, and I'm like, I can see
I'll
what
give
they're
you that.
trying
Flower.
to do.
Like, I don't know. I just feel like you guys are all really hating on this episode purely because it sounds like you just don't like the monster.
well, I don't,
It's
yeah,
just-
I don't think anyone likes it.
I don't think it's the monster. I
said
think it's
that.
just it's
Oh my
just
God.
okay. It's an okay
Well,
episode.
Well, like it's a mid monster, and the attack itself is just lame. And it's like we expect more from Xana because Xana is meant
This
to be,
episode
like,
has
the
very
ultimate
little
AI,
going for it.
And when Xana throws garbage like this, like I'd rather he attack us with garbage, like literal garbage. This is, it's bad. I mean, like the whole thing in Lyoko was cool. Like raising digital C, that's creative. Like that's literally dangerous because of like how one touch and you're dead. Like that's creative. And seeing, I like some of the banter. I liked how odd, they were doing that whole like health program thing, and like I forget who it was. Like the nurse or something was like, maybe you should have like, consider having, if you have a steak, you should have potatoes. And then I was like, if I have a steak, I have potatoes. Like, don't fucking tell me what to do. And I'm like,
Xana
you know
should
what?
have
That was
cooked.
And I'm like, odd, damn, but also kind of facts. Anyway.
Knowing you, you would literally put ketchup on your steak.
Yeah,
Mm.
I do.
What
Thanks.
Um,
Thanks.
anyway,
For that. It's delicious, and I'm proud.
anyway,
Yeah. So then, and then also gotta say, like, going into the they go into the restaurant cafeteria. I'm pretty sure they just served those kids like raw fish, like actual raw fish, and not like. I know they're trying to be healthier, but like there's a difference between being healthy and catching salmonella. You know what I mean?
Gordon Ramsay would be pissed.
I think fish.
yeah,
Like, you can eat raw fish. It's not quite the same as like eating raw
Yeah.
beef or chicken.
You're still gonna get sick if you have like raw salmon or raw cod or something like that.
Well, I actually think it was cooked. She just said it couldn't be fried or battered.
Yeah,
I think
no,
it
that's-
wasn't grilled.
Yeah, I think she's. I maybe misheard. I thought she said that like she couldn't like cook it at all or something like that. but
No,
No,
I
you're
can double check the line if you really
Yeah, but,
want
like-
me to.
yeah. Well, either way, the fish like looked and it just did not look.
not
cooked
even
in the
fried or
slightest.
breaded is the exact wording, which
Yeah.
likely means it was
yeah.
probably flat top grilled.
So it was
But even
cooked.
then-
They weren't
Mhm.
serving them raw fish.
Yeah, it looked pink as hell. Whatever.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Cooked salmon's
Salmon is
supposed to not
pink.
be pink.
All right, let's move on. I'm tired
Yeah,
of talking
but-
about this damn episode.
okay, fuck it.
My patience is gone.
so-
Same.
All right. So aside from raising the
Cooked salmon is an
Sea.
orangish pinkish color.
Stop talking about salmon.
No.
I cook salmon every.
Stupid Discord.
Whiskey, shut up. Shut up.
Salmonella.
So fucking fishy.
Anyway,
I don't just put it in D. Like fucking, I got nothing else to say. D, bad, garbage. It's for the birds.
All right.
Birds won't want anything to do with this.
Birds eat shit all the time. They'd eat this.
All right.
That's
Okay. We're all right. So the ranks are whiskey C+, flour C+, Colton C. I said B. Wazy said C. Dylan said A, and Jory said D. So this is interesting. Well, that's 4. Yep. So you got 4 C's and a D. So it's gonna probably be somewhere in this. It's gonna be like what, a high C.
C.
So actually there's only one C, so let me just go back, let me just open up the list here. Hold on 1 second. Okay. Yeah, so we have 1A, 1B, and 1C so far. Alright, moving on. False Lead, a lot better episode than what we just talked about, and
Let
Probably not
me
gonna be
let
top
me
this
hit the
I
randomizer.
disagree. As someone
Great.
who literally
What?
just watched this episode,
oh
What's
god.
this?
it's trash. I don't
No.
know why.
I'm
you
done with
guys-
you.
I'm ready to hear your trash opinions on this episode, guys. Like, this one is a solid S, and I don't know why you would rank it any higher.
Oh,
Why
it's
you-
this one?
Why you gotta invest in my
Okay,
emotions
I
like
was
that?
getting ready-
Why you gotta invest in my emotions like that?
I was getting ready to kick
Did I say S?
You know what?
meant-
I'm gonna
I
kick
meant
your
F.
butt.
It's a solid F. We need the F tier for
No,
this.
okay,
Cam,
well-
whip it out.
There we go.
All right, looks like we're kicking ass, Wazy.
Yep. Time
I'm
to...
sorry, but no. You guys could not kick my ass.
You sure?
Yeah.
Even combined, Cam and Wazy, you wouldn't be able to
Really?
kick my ass.
Are you 100%
Really?
sure I wouldn't be able to kick your ass?
Yeah, that's
I
very
had
interesting.
3 older siblings.
I'm sorry,
Growing
but
up.
that's fucking too funny.
What do you lift?
Okay.
Who do you lift?
What do I lift? Your
do you
mom.
lift?
Oh!
Not
Okay,
impressive.
the randomizer spoke, and I guess I'm first.
All right, Flower.
Interesting.
All right, cool.
Flower.
Rigged.
Very interesting.
I swear it's not rigged.
Oh, and you put me last
I
for
don't
this
wanna go
episode?
first.
You're gonna put me last in this episode. I don't know about this. This is rigged.
It's not. I swear, I just hit the button, and this is what it give me.
Look, Cam,
Oh my
you
goodness.
call it rigged all you want, but you know you're last because your opinion's wrong. Oh! Oh!
Okay.
Kicking
I
your
mean,
ass.
you're like
Lead.
second to last.
False Lead is an episode I also did not watch before stream, but I actually
Yeah, I wish I
remember
did.
it way better because it's a better episode. Don't
Yeah.
remember the Lyoko stuff, but that's just par for the course for me. I kind of do. I remember it because this is a very memorable attack, and there's just a lot of fun banter going on. So we have Xana, like the tower is activated, and Jeremy's computer opens up and just starts, casually hacking into some government database files.
As it does.
Yes. They all get up to have a fun day. Odd gets up early to take care of his new Tamagotchi, which is annoying literally everybody. He named it Jean Pierre, which is very plot important.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is so silly that Odd named Tamagotchi Jean Pierre, which is the same name as the principal. It is so silly, especially because this is the first episode. I did confirm it before this stream. This is the first episode that we find out his first name is Jean Pierre Delmas.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm just reading stuff in the text chat.
Sorry.
Vigor is right.
I'm listening.
Tamaguchi is how, yeah.
Tamaguchi.
Oh. Yeah, that's how.
Oh
they
yeah, gotta
pronounce
dodge
it.
that.
Tamaguchi. Not
Yeah.
Tamagotchi. Tamaguchi.
Yeah, I heard that Odd got that Tamagotchi
Copyright.
after he got from the Hoopy meal at Wandy's. But yeah, it's just a rumor.
But anyway, yes. Yeah, the Tamagotchi. Then one day sorry, I got the sequence of order events a little mixed up, but I remember now. Odd wakes up early to take care of the Tamagotchi. Then he wakes up later on when he's supposed to get up, and it's gone. Everyone's like, oh, and Odd's like, oh no, tragedy. And everyone's like, oh no, we'll find him. Well, he's totally fine. He's just somewhere, And as they continually talk about Jean-Pierre, meanwhile, we cut to the other Jean-Pierre, who is dealing with two government agents who's showing up because, hey, their database got hacked, and they traced it to the school, and they're like, hey, what you doing, Delmas? And Delmas is like, I don't know. But they figure out, well, this Jeremy person, clearly...
I wish he actually said that.
It's from his room, so they decide to, spy on Jeremy. And it is... Shenanigans ensue. I don't want to go into every little detail, but it is a fun time. We get more of Jim's ambiguous backstory. I guess he used to work for the Secret Service. To what extent, we don't know. We never will know.
Does France have a Secret Service?
I mean, yes, it does. They also have a secret satellite with a laser missile, with a laser cannon. So,
laser missile.
Sorry,
In the show,
laser
not the actual.
missile? Wait.
Laser
Do you mean
missile.
laser missile or laser missile?
It's got everything on it.
Don't worry
Farewell.
about
I
it.
mean, more news later.
I'm a little worried. I'm not gonna lie. But anyway.
Yeah. Shenanigans ensue. And then, they just casually talk about the Tamagotchi, like, yes, we don't find Jean-Pierre in the next few hours, then it's the end of the world. And Jeremy says this so sarcastically, but the men in black say this so, they take it so seriously. They're like, Jean-Pierre, your name is Jean-Pierre. And Jean-Pierre's like, listen.
I love that scene so much.
I have no idea what's going on.
I love that
John's
scene.
like, now wait a minute.
I promise you.
Is it? Isn't that right,
I'm sorry.
Jean-Pierre?
But the other scene where, yeah, he's like, he just said my name. That's my name.
Yeah.
Oh man.
I also just I don't know
He's hit
exactly
on
when
it.
this
Got him.
happened, but I love that like they just think that Jeremy and his friends are in some kind of like gang working with like a master to do all kinds of crime.
They are working for Franz Hopper.
Green Phoenix? Oh my god, book lore. Oh my god, it's right in front of us the whole time.
Chronicles was canon.
Please
confirmed.
stop.
Was not. I am joking.
They'll keep
I'll
going.
never
Yeah.
stop. The books
Glenn
are
Cook, Glenn
everywhere.
Cook.
Books are trash.
No,
Indeed.
the books are
Irrelevant.
trash because they never reference this episode ever, and they really should.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. I wouldn't know. I've never read the books.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Anyway,
I think you should just for the clout of saying you read them, but also be in mind.
I mean to. I've been meaning to. It's a commitment.
Hey, you know, I recorded myself reading the entire.
I know you
series.
did. I have those links. I need to take the time to actually listen to them, and it's
That's
a lot
fair.
of time.
I mean, not reading Chronicles is an improvement to one's life, honestly. So
No.
You're not wrong.
I need to do it. I need to have this
No.
context of these magical
You really
tomes
don't.
that
You
everyone
really
keeps
don't.
talking about.
Keep the tomes closed. It's not worth it. It
No,
really is.
I need to Uncle Stan this and have them all.
Listen, you know how some treasures are just not meant to be found? This is one of them. It's
No,
cursed.
I will not. I'm not going to rest until my ASD brain gets this knowledge
D-
inside of it.
Do not unleash the curse upon yourself.
Okay, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to go on this tangent. Please continue.
Yeah, no, sorry. Oh. Yeah, go on.
Anyway, Jeremy and the folks go to Lyoko. I think it's because Xana activated a tower. I think it's some kind of plot where Xana was trying to get them on Lyoko and then have like Jeremy get taken away because he basically lured the men in Blackbeard to get possessed. But I mean, I think that was the whole thing. Again, I really should watch these episodes. I thought I remembered them better than I did.
I just know that they were like, I don't know what their intentions were before they got possessed. That's such a mystery that we'll never get.
It's what their intentions are pretty clear. They're trying to figure out why their government base got hacked. Like they figured out who did it, but they were trying to figure out why and if it was like part of some bigger scheme. I don't remember Xana was trying to do it.
I was trying to figure out like They're trying to figure out how when they get there too, because they get there and they're like, there is no way this computer could ever hack into this. Could ever hack into our database. It's impossible.
No, yeah, but I thought if that's the case, that I like that more because that makes sense for season 4. But I don't remember. From what I remember, I thought they just saw. Okay, I mean, I'm sure that's probably what happened, but I just remember them saying about a supercomputer they saw was they saw power coming from a certain area.
No, I thought their database got hacked.
I don't know.
That's why they were there.
I'm just saying I don't know. I just saying what I remember. And
a top secret weapons manufacturer database was hacked by Xana, and he basically lined it up claimed on the Warriors.
I'm not disagreeing. I'm if that's the case,
Yeah.
I like that.
I literally watched the episode today. That's what it is.
Okay. I like that.
I'll take your word. That sounds right. That's what I thought.
Because that helped. I like that because that foreshadows.
He probably did use the supercomputer to do it, but like he used like Jeremy as a sort. Jeremy's computer is probably like a proxy.
He just framed, he
to
framed
frame
Jeremy
him,
by the IP and shit. That's fun.
Eventually, they get to the factory. They're doing a mission. The men in black like confront Jeremy at the computer. They pull him aside to interrogate him. There's a line that I will always remember where Jeremy's just like, I promise, I swear to you, I've never hacked anything in my life. And it's just like, no, you have hacked so much.
Fucking liar.
I mean, technically,
he hacked the database to like like the what was it? The person, I forget what it's called, but the thing that contains everyone's identities, so like Aelita can be registered as a person. He hacked that.
Yeah. Well, technically, anytime he did hack anything, he
Citizenship
then time jumps
registry, you
back.
mean?
So technically, in time, he kind of hasn't hacked anything. It's just that he's lying and saying that he's never done it in his lifetime, but the timelines in which he has done so are gone. So
No,
he's technically not lying.
the timeline where he hacked the citizen registry had to stay because otherwise Aelita couldn't have been admitted to Caddick. Because it would have turned into an investigation of like, well, who's Aelita?
That's
Where's
true.
her documentation?
Don't worry
Although
about
there's
it.
some debate about
They'll
that
just-
too.
I mean, the Warriors straight up talk about it in canon that Jeremy can just, like, when they talk about bringing Aelita to the Earth for the first time, they mention, oh yeah, Jeremy can just hack the database and make it seem like Aelita is a person. So, like, no, Jeremy's at least hacked that, though I am confident he has hacked so much more for all kinds of things. But anyway, yeah, no, that line is, he is such a liar. Like, bruh, you have hacked so much. Makes sense that he'd say that to like some like agents, but you
He's
know,
a kid.
Yeah.
if
Are
they
you
knew,
sure he's
if
not
they knew what
actually
he was
just
up
a
to,
squid?
Yeah.
and then they get possessed. My memory's a little fuzzy on what happens. I do remember Ulrich gets devirtualized at one point, and he like takes the elevator wasn't working, and he takes the ladder up, and he sees the two strange men there. He's like, huh. Okay, fine. I'll break down. I need to actually pull up the episode and skim.
Yeah, I'm doing the same thing right now. I just got a great screenshot.
I can't believe this.
I know. I feel ashamed.
It's
I really
okay.
thought I knew these episodes well enough that I didn't have to do this.
You can't remember every single scene. It's no.
See, I
Well, I
admitted
shouldn't
to
have to.
myself
I just
this
need to
Yeah, you
remember the
shouldn't have to.
highlights. But
Yeah.
like
I wasn't gonna be
after
able
that
to.
scene where Jeremy interrogates when Jeremy's being interrogated, I'm like, stuff happens. It's been too long, I guess. Yes, I've already talked about the Men in Black confronting Delmas.
Yeah, it's just
Get him.
it's just a great snapshot.
Wait, is this the episode where like they're about to return to the past and then Jeremy turns to Jim's like saying, you're not going to remember this anyway, so we're not going to bother explaining this to you?
I think
No, that's a
that's
different
No,
one.
it's
opening
later.
act. I
That's
think
later.
That's,
That's
opening
when
act.
his nephew comes over.
Yeah, opening act.
I don't know why I was doing so good for like most of season 1 and 2 where I did not need to rewatch the episodes and I understood the gist of it, but then I rewatched like right when he materializes, and then I think he knocks out Jim because he's not sure what's going on. I know one of the Men in Black gets possessed. Jim and the Men in Black have a fight. Ulrich makes his way to the controls, and I guess he basically has to act as Jeremy. That I did sort of remember. Oh yeah, and then Xana uses the Men in Black to like try and destroy the supercomputer. Ulrich and Spectre have a fight.
This is great.
Oh yeah, Xana possesses both of them, not
Yeah.
just the one. Okay.
The way it happens is so scary. Like in front of Jim's face too. This is a great fucking picture. Hello there. Hi, Jim here. Perfect.
Then they do a return to the past, and okay. Now we're getting back to the part I actually do remember, which is the resolution of the. I don't know why my memory of like in between the confrontation with like Jeremy and all the way up to the Return to the Past was fuzzy. It's This is what I get for not watching thinking, oh yeah, I
I
remember the episode's fine.
know. I hate it.
I do. I don't need to rewatch them. Yes, I do.
I'm gonna rewatch
Okay.
this. I'm actually gonna rewatch this later today because this is such a good one.
I'll rewatch next stream. I'll make a point of it. I'll rewatch before the next tier.
This is such a rewatchable episode.
The next one is Aelita, which I think I should also remember okay, but I could be wrong. Now, you know what happened is once I started watching the episodes, I was way better at the summaries. And now I'm like, I want to do the summaries as well as I could when I watched the episode right before the stream, but I didn't do that this time. But oh well. I digress.
Shit.
Yes. We get the resolution at the reveal that like Auric took the Tamaguchi, and then and I was just like, how dare you? And then you see the video play later, and like there's Yumi and was it Jeremy, or it was Jeremy and Aelita. Jeremy and Aelita were there, and he passes it to them. He's like, Yumi's the only one I can trust. And then Yumi's like, I actually gave it to Hiroki. And I was just like, how, why, no. And then you have the scene of Hiroki watching Jean-Pierre die, and then he just tosses it onto the road for it to get run over. And that's the episode.
Ooh.
And I gotta say real quick,
this episode is just very fun. It's also got a bit of a twist, especially compared to the last episode, where it's not just a monster of the week. This is like Xana manipulating, like taking advantage of society rules to like lure Men in Black there to like antagonize the warriors. Funny that he doesn't just let the Men in Black like take them away. Maybe that was his thought, is they'll like shut down the supercomputer and take them away, but then he got cold feet when he's like, wait, what if they like go after me? So he just possesses them. Or maybe that was his plan, was to have them lured there, investigate, possess them to take out the warriors, then have them wake up and then arrest them all to like deal with them, and it just didn't work out. But either way, it's a different breed of episode. Got some fun back and forth. I guess I'm gonna go with A. Mm-hmm. Just A, not A plus or A minus, just A.
I was just looking at the scene where the kids are walking by and Jim's just whistling sussly, and like as Jeremy comes by, he just whacks him in the back. And that's just a great out of context clip right there.
Oh, those pesky mosquitoes!
He's putting a thing on, like a little tracker on his, but you don't see it, so it's just so funny out of context. He's just whistling, they're walking by, and he just hits Jeremy. Jeremy's like, "What the fuck? You okay, Jim?"
Just was testing those muscles.
Seriously.
All right, who's next?
That'd be me.
All
right, False Lead. Definitely a better episode than the previous one. Tidal Wave. I don't know why it's called False Lead though.
I mean,
it's because they were tracking a lead, because they're like, someone's attacking this database, so they were tracking this lead, but they were being led falsely because they were tracking Jeremy when it was really Xana. That's why it's a false lead.
I feel like every episode I'm gonna ask, okay, why is this name that?
Oh yeah, you did ask that earlier.
Oh.
We got you, bro.
We really?
So the episode begins when Odd and Ulrich are woken up due to Odd's Tamaguchi. Yeah. Instead of an O, it's a U in it because they don't want to get sued. Which 10 out of 10 tactic, I think. So he named his pet Jean Pierre, and I don't know if he named it because I was confused. Like, just so apparently he named it Jean Pierre, and apparently he doesn't. Odd doesn't know that the principal's name is actually Jean Pierre. As far as I know, I do believe that's the case.
You would be correct in what you know.
Okay, well, that I find that totally hilarious because like, what are the chances of that happening? I know it's a cartoon, but still, you know.
I mean, pretty good if you do it on purpose, like the writers.
Yeah, but this was
did.
complete accident. It's just somehow coincidental.
You're saying that they named the Tamagotchi, the writers did it on accident? It was a coincidence?
Oh no,
Oh.
no! I hope to God not, because that would be
No.
incompetence on their parts. No, I mean like
That's what I
Odd
thought you
named.
were saying. I'm like,
No, I meant Odd. Accidentally named it. Oh no, not accidentally. I mean like Odd
Yeah.
named it Jean Pierre, and then we find out later. Oh wait a minute, that's the principal's name too. Oh shit, I didn't know that. So it was just coincidental that Odd named it the same thing as Mr. Delmas,
okay.
which
What
which
a coinky dink.
yeah, which will go into the plot, which is why I hoped that it's they knew the writers knew what they were doing. So Jeremy's desktop starts getting Xanified, and it starts doing things on its own. Now, with this episode, I didn't exactly knew how it worked because I was always under presumption until today that this episode involved the Men in Black, like the actual Men in Black, like the government.
Yeah, I thought
agency
it was that.
Yeah, I thought it was too,
No.
but turns out it isn't. And so, for anyone watching this episode for the first time, you would think that it would actually be the Men in Black, and they would be like, "Holy shit!" You know, they found out that Iwea and Fran Topper and whatnot.
And he probably figured they would be the most likely to fuck the Warriors over.
Yeah,
Because keep in mind, the guys are like, we don't even know who we are. So like, but you know, it's probably not because Sophie very much didn't want to do anything with Carthage. Carthage was just a background set piece. So
Yeah, you know,
it's probably not simply by proxy of they didn't actually want to do anything with Carthage.
Yeah, I do believe that is the case, but they don't outright say it in this episode. I don't think. We just have to like put the pieces together, I guess. Although it's funny how they say we don't even know who we are, and I think about Chronicles again with the memory erasing glove. Like that's
Chronicles
what
does not exist.
Yeah, I know it doesn't, but like still though, that's some pretty messed up stuff. So
The way.
What if the
Go ahead.
entire premise of Chronicles is based off that one line in this one episode?
Oh my god. It's
Oh my
it's
lord.
not because the person who wrote Chronicles did not watch the show. But
it was
Wow.
coincidence.
yeah.
Yeah.
The way people talk about evolution is the way I talk about Chronicles. So-
Yeah.
That's so Odd finds out, oh no, Jean Pierre is missing. Where did it go? And so, you know, he's upset about that. Why on earth, you know, I find it kind of I want to know where I don't know. Like sometimes I think way too much in these episodes. Like, where the hell did Odd get the Tamagotchi from? Why is he playing with one all of a sudden? You know, it doesn't matter. But like, you know,
They were
It's still kind of-
crazed in the early 2000s. Like, it's not unreasonable to think he just bought one.
what did his parents send him it?
Part of me
They
thinks
go
he
to
got a
different
mysterious.
stores.
Part of me wants to headcanon that he got a mysterious package from someone, and the Tamagotchi Tamaguchi
Xana
was
sent
in
it to him, and he
and
did.
no, it wasn't Xana who sent it to him. It was Sam.
Well, yeah.
It was Sam.
I was gonna say, like, imagine if Xana
Aw.
sent it to him, and on the box or whatever he got it from, it just said Jean Pierre, and I was like, okay, that's what I'll name it. It'll, yeah.
No, that's great, actually.
Oh
I
my
No,
still
sorry.
like
I
my
think that's
headcanon
really
that
funny.
Sam bought him it because
Oh,
I don't know.
Sam by. Oh, well.
It's a headcanon though.
I think that's sweet.
Yeah, I know.
But
I think
yeah.
I like cute shit, so that's why.
Mhm.
So we have the Men in Black show up, and they are trying to figure out what the heck happened because Xana basically did a little sneaky sneak on them and was messing around.
Mhm.
And they trace it back to the school, and they're like, well, Jeremy must have access to a supercomputer of his own. And I'm like, yeah, you're right on the money about that. I wonder if you'll find it though. So that's what they do, is that they surveillance the school in order for them to figure out what it is that they're up to, pretty much. We do get the scene where they are doing the surveillance, and they have like a free computer setup right here. Some like I'll show it off. Here it is, like this little setup that they got going on, which is just happening all at the school, by the way. So, okay. So they're spying on them, and then we get the scene where where they find out the Kiwi exists.
Who?
And Delmas is like, "There's a dog here. How would you not find out about it?" And Jim's like, "I didn't know." So, the day over here, Jeremy mentioned Jean Pierre, and it just so happens to be the principal's name, and they're like, "Oh, he's playing the kidnapping. How'd you come up with that? A teenager kidnapping. I mean, it's not unheard of, but like maybe you're thinking about this way too, deeply here."
I mean, nah. In all fairness, these government agents believe that Jeremy hacked like some super secret, like whatever, and because of that, they have to
Whatever.
take anything and everything seriously. So when one of his
Okay,
good
yeah.
friends mentions Jean Pierre, they're like, I'd be suspicious too. Like, really?
Write that down. Write that down.
Yeah, exactly.
So, Jim places a tracker on Jeremy, which all of them, by the way, are in the locker room, and like all 5 of them are in the locker room looking for Jean Pierre, the Tamaguchi, and yeah, why in the locker room? Like, where they're searching the whole entire school for it at this point?
Just places odd would have been.
Oh, okay. Well, okay, that makes more sense then. Because I was like, why the hell are you searching random ass places looking for this thing? Imagine if like they put up like missing posters, and it's like Jean Pierre missing or something like that.
Oh my god, that would have been extreme sus
Principal
for
is
the
missing?
men, for the guys. Why?
hell's
But
going
I'm
on?
right here.
I like that accent though. Okay.
Yeah, you do a
I've
good
heard
job,
his
Pierre.
fucking voice for so long. I can mimic him decently.
So Jeremy's laptop starts going off because there's an activated tower in the ice sector, and everyone makes their way to the factory. Meanwhile, and of course, Jeremy has that tracker on him, so obviously they know where he's going. So Odd, Yumi, Ulrich, and Ilia all show up together at the ice sector, and then they realize, wait a minute, oh, it's a false. It's not true. There's no. It's not on the ice sector. It's like on the. And in other words, like Xander used the super scan and fooled him, which again, you know, I wonder if he had this planned out for a while as well. You know, like
Maybe.
is like clearly like the food monster he just came up with in like an hour and just said, okay, here I'll just do this. I can't come up with anything. But then he's like, okay, I'll come up with this plot, and it takes him like a month in order for him to come up with it. So, so Jeremy tries to devirtualize everyone, but the gang show up and arrest a suspected terrorist. By the way, that's what they labeled him as. Brutal.
Mm-hmm.
So Jeremy's taken back to the campus, and Jim and one of the dudes stay behind and try and check out the supercomputer and scanner and scanners, and the other guy takes Jeremy back to the school. And so Ulrich is like, okay, well, Jeremy's not using the supercomputer, so I guess someone needs to go and use it, so I guess I'll go back. And Ulrich sees Jim in the scanner room, and then he just knocks him out.
Yeah, that's the
which was
best
pretty
part.
cool.
I find it a little like scary that like how old is Ulrich at this point? 14, 15? That he knows like that a 14-year-old knows and is okay with effortlessly knocking out an adult.
It's alright.
You do what you have to do and more.
The fact that he like knows how to do it efficiently, is able to do it, and does it.
He's got that
with no problems.
He's just the guy.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, he's the guy. Okay, I'm not.
We have to.
You felt
We
you
have
felt
to do it every single time.
Yeah, somehow, some way, and that's how Jory made it happen.
I'm not going down this fucking road again. Listen.
Well, too late. But go on.
So eventually, Jeremy sorry, not Jeremy, but Xana takes control over the agents. And Xana activates the tower in the mountain sector, so they all need to get their asses over there. Again, I'm bringing the plot right here, and so there's like the amount of paragraphs in the plot for this episode is way bigger than the last episode. So that should clue you in. So eventually they all get to the mountain sector, and mega tanks are guarding the tower, and we do see something interesting for the first time. I do believe this is the first time, according to the wiki. I don't know if I can screenshot it, but I guess I'll just say is that one of the mega tanks goes on its side and fires that way, and it's like the first time ever that happens.
You would be correct. It is the first. It is the first time the show does this with the mega tanks.
Yeah, that must have been crazy seeing that for the first time.
It really makes you be like, well, why didn't they do that earlier?
Xana didn't
But
think
You
of it.
just thought of it. Yeah.
Lies
I like the idea that it happened by accident one time where they just flipped over and did that, and Xana's like, hey, wait, actually, that's useful.
It's free real estate.
Yeah, it is. Oh, but I should mention, by the way, is that Lyoko during all of this is like not really working correctly. Like vehicles are disappearing. There's stuff that there's like I remember there was like one iceberg in the ice sector when they're trying to get to the mountain sector that just disappears on them. So clearly, like stuff is just appearing, disappearing, and all that jazz. Because of Xana, I do believe. Yeah, like Xana just like zaps the supercomputer, not the the actual supercomputer, and it causes it to like fuck up and whatnot. So then they deactivate the tower and they use a return to the past, and the final moments of the episode, Odd sets up video camera. And it turns out the Lyoko warrior stole it from him. because because it was starting to get hooked on him. That's what they say, but which I guess he was like so obsessed with it, and I don't even know how long he had it for.
I mean, I got the implication they were just like, it would not take long, like maybe a day or two, because Odd was like playing with it like round the clock, like it was an actual pet he needed to take care of, and it was just constantly beeping, and he wouldn't shut up about it. And I'm like, in Org especially, where Odd had to get up several times during the night to take care of it.
Or
Like,
definitely just smashed it with a hammer.
yeah, I think that's why they knew like just breaking in front of Odd would like have repercussions, so they were just gonna quietly. I think they also probably realized in the second timeline when because in the first timeline Odd would not shut up about his missing pet when it vanished, and then they weren't expecting him to like out them, but then they figured, you know what, if we just tell him, maybe he'll finally shut up about it because we're so annoyed with him about it.
I'm still a little surprised they didn't expect Odd to record the second time around. Like,
Oh, I was wondering about that because I got confused, and now I realize that when the Return to the Past happened, then Tamaguchi returned to its original spot. So then Odd stepped
Yeah,
in
so
there.
they had to. Hmm.
Okay. So Jimmy was like, I gave it to Hiroki, and Hiroki did not care one iota about it. So he threw it in the street, and it got ran over. And so I guess we can say Jean Pierre died.
Yep.
John Pierre got run over by a car.
Yeah. Which is
Yep.
probably the most brutal death in the entire show, if we're being honest.
So
But yeah,
sad.
this is a pretty decent episode. Hey,
Whew.
that took way longer than
All
I
right.
was planning on doing, but
Who's
no.
next?
What was Cole's ranking?
Judge.
It was A.
Hey,
Okay.
All right, Jory, you're next.
Okay. All right. So he thinks love Jim's antics throughout the entire episode. I love how he set up all the cameras and they're just like in the completely wrong spots. And how like all the agents are just like, God, there is no fucking way you worked for us. You're terrible.
I still
Second of
believe he
all-
did.
Second of all, I know that like no one's. I don't know if anyone's mentioned this yet, but I don't think these two got names, so I'm just gonna say that the bald one is named because all three of these guys,
Thing
I
one,
believe
thing
that
two.
who said this in chat? Let me look real quick. Vigor, yeah. So Vigor in chat said that all three of these guys that the two guards and Jim are all voiced by the same guy. So I'm gonna call the bald one Jimbo. The one that is not bald, I'm gonna call him Jimmy, and then we'll just call Jim. So so Jimmy,
David Gasman has working boots on for this episode.
yeah, so Jimmy, his voice, I gotta say, funniest shit ever. Helium, love it. Absolutely hilarious.
Oh.
I also love the part where like, you know, they're like describing themselves as Jean Pierre, and one of them's like, even we do not know we exist.
Yeah.
I look at these two and I'm like, this is just Mr. Black and Mr. White from Johnny Test. Like, let's be real. This is
Oh
just
my
them, but
God.
like slightly
Oh
more
my
serious.
god. I didn't even think about that.
They blew up
really
Malaysia.
I
Or Dan-
really
or
want
Danny
Have him
Phantom.
someone
tweet
to,
that out.
I want someone to take the clip from Johnny Test and have that audio dubbed over Code Lyoko's like clip.
I think Danny Phantom has the same kind of guys, actually. Yeah. Wait. Of course my mic cuts off. Hello? Great. Discord crash.
Yeah,
but
it really did.
but I
All right,
think
I'm
I
back.
think there's one episode in the show that redeems it entirely, and that's Caddick Bombshell. I think that saves the
Oh,
show.
you're absolutely right. That one is fantastic. I
What happened?
mean, oh man,
The power
genuinely
of
some of
one
the best.
girl and the obsession with it. Man, it's so beautiful, you know.
Yeah, genuinely the best show I've ever seen. Like, I mean, well, the best episode I've ever seen of a trash show. You know?
Oh, best
Exactly.
So yeah.
best episode without a doubt. Got to be
Oh
the
yeah.
one where Xana
Like,
possessed the vines. Got to be the best one. Definitely not
Nope, not
sexualizing
that
at
one.
There's
all.
a Vine episode. Shit.
Yeah,
This
Why?
entire show just went from being
this one for
a
check to a
straight
check
F
plus.
double minus to triple S.
Damn right. God.
I will be
No,
back.
there definitely wasn't any plant hentai at all. Definitely wasn't any sexualization or anything like that. No.
Oh my god.
Anyways, I crashed, but
Are you
I was
back?
yeah, I'm back. But the Danny Phantom also has a Mr. like white and black kind of guy too. I believe.
Oh yeah, I
Nah,
forgot
it's
about
not.
them.
It's not the same.
It's not the same.
It really is not the same. No,
I
I mean
gotta-
it is.
I gotta
But
I
it's
mean,
see
they're
not
not
like,
even fun. They're not
it's
even
not-
funny. They just suck.
Who?
Yeah, they're not as iconic as Mr.
Okay,
Black and Mr.
so-
White.
okay,
and
Well,
Johnny Test.
where did
I don't. I guess I need to see what they look like. I didn't watch on a test like that, so.
I'll link to the scene that I'm talking about real
Alright.
quick. Okay, so where did I leave
Oh yeah,
off
I should
before
add that to
the
my
thing-
list.
Where did I leave off before the thing crashed? What was the last thing that I said?
You were actually, I don't know. Talking about them being possessed, or something.
Chat, help me out here.
It was right before you got on that tangent about the guys.
Apparently, Vigor picked up on our Caddick Bombshell shilling.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's strange. Okay,
Oh, yeah,
I'll
those
just
guys.
kind of re-go over a little bit. Okay, so, let me see. Okay, so like I like the so Jimmy. I liked that his voice is fucking hilarious. I liked all the antics with Jim. I liked I like John Pierre is just like confused the entire way through. It's kind of like watching like just the constant confusion. It's being like, but what? That's ridiculous. I don't know anything about this. Like, what's happening here? And everyone's just like, I don't know. Like, it's so weird. Like, what's going on? And everyone's like, Jean Pierre. And it's like, I hear Jean Pierre one more time. I'm gonna.
That's my name.
insert.
I love that line so much.
Like the fact, like I love the fact that like it's the miscommunication problem that I bitch about so much in Lyoko, but now it's on the adults. It just makes now it goes from being frustrating to being really funny. Because like one simple explanation could change everything, but of course all the adults get like 10 times dumber when when a crisis happens. So of course, no one's gonna listen to reason at this point. So it just gets like, here we are.
Going far.
Going
so
far.
Peachy.
I also really enjoy the part where so they go into Lyoko, right? And I really love the part where Xana possesses them, and then the sound effect that plays when his mark goes over their sunglasses. I can't make that noise. Yeah, that's kind of that whole thing is like scary. The noise that it makes. I can't replicate that noise with my mouth.
It's all good.
But
You're
that
not-
noise, the sound effect that it makes when
Yeah.
his symbol goes over their
Yeah, pretty
sunglasses is so fucking good. It's sharp and like it's impactful, and it's really like it just gets you. And then the actual imagery of his red symbol on their black sunglasses is so damn good.
Mhm.
And it makes them genuinely like scary because like so now we have like fucking FBI agents or whatever the hell these guys are possessed by Xana, and they probably have actual real guns.
Men in Black.
And so
Sorry.
it's like
God.
it's like a different level of like possession than before, where it's like Xana possesses the lunch lady, Xana possesses a school bus full of children. No, Xana now possesses like an actual like FBI Men in Black whatever he possesses an agent. Now we're in trouble. This is basically like if Xana becomes an agent from the Matrix, essentially. Like it gives that vibe to it. It's like now we're in deep shit. Now he's really tapped into his inner like Agent Smith, and I fucking love it.
Really?
Yeah, well, it gives that vibe to me. I will say it is a little derpy watching him like vomit lightning onto the supercomputer.
I mean, the only thing that does change is just the aesthetic, not the superpowers.
Yeah.
No, I know. I'm just saying, like aesthetically wise, like that's what the vibe gives off to me. I'm not saying like it doesn't change like a lot, like objectively. I'm saying like vibe wise, like it gives off that kind of power to me. That like shit feels a little more different to me. I'm just saying to me. But I digress. Anyway, I do like that the stakes are a little higher because, like, whatever there's a case where, like, if you die in the game, you die for real. Things do get a little more, a little more tight, which is something. And I also do like how, whenever, when they were starting to attack the kids, both Jim and Jean-Pierre both like leapt into action and actually tried to like fight the agents. Even when they were, even though they're possessed and stood no chance, they still went and fought them and tried to like stop them, even if it didn't work out, which is commendable. I like that. And then, and I will say, and this might be an unpopular opinion, I think that everyone was a dick for like taking odds like time of whatever, and just like taking it and then just giving it to her little brother. It's
That's
like,
an unpopular opinion.
Well, because you're all like talking in agreement about like how annoying it was. It was beeping at night all the time. It's like,
no,
that is like.
I think Flower talked about how she understands why the Warriors did it.
I get
I wasn't
account
justifying them. I'm just rationalizing.
Okay.
Yeah,
but why did everyone else?
I have been the biggest advocate for the Lyoko Warriors are low-key dicks since day one of these tier list
I think
streams.
everyone's an asshole. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But,
Honestly, I think we got a whole separate conversation about like who's the biggest dick on the Warrior team, but that's for another time.
You know what?
Oh, we should make a tier list.
We should do that.
We should do that. I'd like to have like a whole
Screw
different
this tier list.
conversation.
Make who's the biggest
No.
asshole.
Like after,
Yeah.
for another call entirely, let's have a tier list of like who's the biggest dick on the entire team.
Exactly.
I don't know if I want to wait that long. What if we did it like in between, like in between tier stream of like episodes?
I would.
Yeah, sure.
That was
just next week. Who's the biggest dick?
Yeah, I can do that.
Who's the biggest
yeah.
jerk?
I'll make time. Yeah. But anyway, like overall, this episode was really good. I wish that it played more into like, because Aelita did see visions of like Men in Black, and I wish that she actually. I don't think she ever saw these guys once. In this entire episode. I don't even know if she even knew that these guys were here or that they even existed. I kind of wish that she did, because I think it would have actually like led into some like characterization of like asking like who are you, like
Hold on.
like what do you know, like what do you know about my what?
Okay, well, I somewhat agree with you on that would be interesting on paper. Tonally, that would be terrible for this episode. But yeah,
I'm saying like it would have to it'd have to be rewritten differently. I'm just saying like there is fair. There was potential there that like that was not explored that I think could have been. I'm just saying that like it would have required some rewriting.
That is
because
fair.
like it would have swapped from being like goofy to being serious to being goofy again. It would have been a whole mishmash of tones, like you said, and I agree with that. But
yeah,
I think I would have liked if they went back and tried this again. But whatever, it is what it is.
Yeah.
I just think that it would have been interesting if that interaction happened.
Okay.
And Discord crashed again. Wonderful. I'm
So
back.
we're all in agreement to do this, like, who's the biggest dicks,
Oh
like,
my god.
stream
Yes.
/ call. I'd love to do that.
Absolutely.
Yes.
That's hilarious. I come back to
Should
that.
it be just the Lyoko Warriors, or should it be everybody?
I mean, if you include everyone, William's near the top of the list.
Nah,
No, he's
I don't
not.
think William's
What?
actually
Nah.
that bad.
It's misheard.
Yeah, he's not.
He's mid tier. I don't think he'd be like top of the list.
He fucking-
honestly.
Like, okay, everyone, we can all give Ulrich crap for stalking Yumi, but at least he doesn't fucking wait outside her house late at night hoping
And
to
then tries
Williams-
to force himself on her. That is something that's kind of like that is pretty bad about William. But
William
yeah,
has
he-
fault. But I'd
I-
argue there are worse. There are far worse candidates.
Yeah, there are worse. Also, William, granted, William, the whole thing as well is both being a child in a product of the time as well, because we're talking about the early 2000s. I'm not saying what he did is right, but so there's that.
I mean,
as well.
I get it, but still, like, it's.
Yeah.
I'm still gonna judge him on it.
Fair.
But I was just. I mean, like, we could do every character in existence if you want. I was just talking about the 6.
I hope that doesn't
Yeah.
last longer than one stream though. But
I
Are you back?
don't
Yeah.
think it would last longer than one.
yeah, I hope not. I mean,
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah.
like Jory or whoever was doing their share, and then it goes, and then the stream goes quiet, and then it comes back, and then
Yeah.
Jory's saying, yeah, so we're doing the top tier of who's the biggest dick. I'm like, okay, that's what I come back to.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So like,
Why is it always me that says the sussiest shit, but
it's
it's out of context?
It's just funny because like they were listening to your share, I think, and then we go, and then Discord crashes, and you're not continuing your share, and it goes to that.
Okay, where
And
did
we
I last?
all-
Okay, what did I leave off with?
I don't know, man. We need to finish this. We need to
Oh, for
finish.
fuck's sake!
Yeah,
Okay,
you're at the end.
okay,
I would think.
all right, fuck it. A rank. The end. Next.
Okay.
Ray's turn.
Yeah, no. This episode, unlike the last one, is actually pretty fantastic. It's a fun time with the conflict of both the Tamaguchi as well as everything going on with these government agents. It's so funny, especially Jim getting involved with these guys. That's quite interesting, Jean-Pierre. All of that, like it's a good time, just all the way through. Shoot. Yeah, and of course, watching these guys get possessed is also. I don't agree with Jory that this is a whole lot more seriously because it's government agents, but I will admit that these two specific possessed victims are at least very fun to watch, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And it's a good time overall. Although a thought came to me about this episode while we were talking about it, in where I I obviously give this episode an A rank. I think it's really good, but would audiences today be a little miffed at this episode because it has the excitement of the Men in Black are here and it's just a dumb joke? I feel like people would be annoyed today.
I don't know about
I
that.
mean, maybe,
They
but
like,
I mean, I
yeah,
think if they did this again
like
today, they probably would lean it more into the angle of what I said about how they
that's
try to
true.
relate it more to Aelita's past, because
Yeah,
storytelling has
they
evolved drastically from
yeah
2007.
they'd probably drop like some sort of plot hint in this sort of episode today. Definitely agree, but it's just like there have been tease episodes like that in various shows as well. Like, yeah, it's gonna be huge, except it's not. So it's like, yeah, it just made me think about that. But yeah, A rank, it's good. I think it's Dylan.
What? Oh, I don't know.
I think he's trying to say it's my turn.
Is it?
Yeah,
It's in pins, by the way.
yeah, it
You
is.
said A, right?
Yeah, I said A.
Just checking.
I don't know. I'm tired. I don't feel like I have much to say, so just S.
Oh.
Man, you're gonna say S but not say anything.
I mean,
okay.
everybody's already pointed out all the good shit this episode.
what makes
Well, that's
you
a
go?
relief. I mean, a
What?
first is what I meant to say. I'm just kidding.
I was gonna say, what makes
No.
you go with S though, specifically?
This is a good episode.
Oh yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
all right.
Well, it's not a great episode.
No, it's a really good episode. All right, who's next?
Whiskey.
really great episode?
Look, if the guy with ADHD doesn't have anything to fucking say, then the guy with ADHD doesn't have anything to fucking say.
Damn.
All right,
I might know what that feels
now
like.
it's Whiskey's turn.
Oh.
Okay, let me read off what Whiskey
Ooh.
said.
Oh, okay,
false
there you
lead. One of the better S3
Wait,
episodes
can
I
some-
know.
Hold on.
I'm sorry. Can someone do a whiskey impression?
I'll try. The whole thing, the Tamagotchi and Mr. Delmas getting
Oh
falsely
my God.
accused was really good. Really well done. Can I just say how funny it is when Yumi gave Hiroki the Tamagotchi? I don't actually, which doesn't really have an impression. I'm just trying to do,
You're doing good,
trying to
bro.
get their inflection. Hold on. I'm just gonna give it my own impression. Fuck it. And can I just say how funny it is when Yumi gave Hiroki and Tamagotchi
That is not.
and he
What-
just
what is
used it
that?
and tossed it
No.
away. It is so savage.
No,
it's so
no,
funny.
no. Stop with
Well,
the
also the white-
Indian. Stop with
okay.
the Indian.
Oh, I didn't think it was Indian. I
That
thought
was
it was.
that was not Indian.
Yeah, that was not
that
Indian.
that was Dracula. I'm
I thought.
sorry.
Oh, Dracula. I was thinking that was
Dracula?
for a
I
second.
did not hear Dracula.
For a
That was-
second,
I'm
I
sorry, that was
Thank
not
you,
my
Whiskey.
intention.
Whiskey agrees with me. That
Okay.
sounded Indian.
I'm sorry. I was trying to impersonate.
That's
Dracula.
fine. Hey, I mean, they didn't say it.
Okay.
It was.
Okay,
so.
I'm just gonna read it. All right. So gonna say how funny it was when Yumi gave Hiroki Tamagotchi. He just kills it and tosses it away. It's so fucking savage. It's so funny. Also, the White Agent's dub voice made me literally laugh my ass off the first watch of those, and adult caught me so off guard. I could not take anything he said seriously. Also, I noticed a few errors in this episode. When the tower is activated, it shows it between the two mountains, but after they emerge from it, is now an empty plateau. Second error is when Ulrich looks at the camera footage in the factory. It shows the White Agent damaging the supercomputer, but the White Agent was on campus. Overall, give this episode a solid B. Okay, fair enough.
Pretty base is Whiskey.
Overall, I give it a solid B.
Oh,
My turn. A.
Horrible impression.
What? I tried, okay? and then when I tried to be funny, you were like, "Oh, that's racist," and it's like I'm trying to be Dracula.
that was a bad Dracula.
I
You see
okay.
Dracula
That I can
was
agree
like a-
to.
I think I'm crashing. Well, chat, how are y'all doing? Rip. D for Dracula. I thought it was funny too. Okay, that one didn't last as long.
Well, that's exactly
Oh,
what it
okay.
fucking sounded like. So.
All right, I'm back. Let me do my.
Fair enough.
He returns.
All right, so my share. A. I don't need to share. I'll say a little bit. I really like this episode. It's hilarious. It is entertaining all the way through the episode. Like Wazzy said, I like the gym and being involved with the agents and poor John Pierre. Just funny stuff. It's such a very different Lyoko episode, and I just love it a lot. From the start to the end, and I give this an A. It's definitely up there.
You guys are terrible at being last. Anyway.
Yeah.
You know, Wazy.
All right, so
I'm gonna fire you out the cannon.
So J-Man
If
is here now.
it's what
So
must be done.
J-Man, if you want to talk about False Lead before we move on to the next episode, please do.
We can have time for the next episode.
Yeah, maybe.
No,
We
we have
Really?
35 minutes.
So
Okay.
We're not gonna
The
make it.
false lead. It's the part where I talk about this episode, huh?
Yep.
All
Oh.
right.
Damon
Yeah.
did just show up, so I guess
Yeah.
we'll
Good.
stuck.
Yeah.
actually no. We're talking about temporary insanity. I'm sorry, but this was a false lead.
No.
I'll kill this guy.
So we're
Anyway.
skipping 58 and 59 is what you're saying?
Yes. Yes, exactly.
You ain't challenging me on no puns, but we'll talk about that later. But anyway, about this episode, this was one of those average Code Lyoko episodes to me. I mean, it's like
Really?
when I look at False Lead, I kind of think about
Wait, what?
they use a really interesting concept by bringing in, like, let's say, pseudo FBI agents to like come and, like, let's say, watch over the LWs. And I kind of wish they took that a little bit more seriously. I mean, like, they had funny lines. The guy who says, like, yeah, even we don't know who we are, where we came from. So, like, that was pretty funny. And the whole, like, Jean-Pierre thing, like, yeah, that was pretty charming too. But it's like, I kind of feel like I wish they took that concept a little bit more seriously in the sense of, hey, what if every so often we would see, like, let's say, these men in black, like, let's say, slowly watching over the LWs as they're, like, let's say, using the return to the past feature over and over and over again. What if you had this whole group from, like, let's say, a completely different area or a completely different place catching on to the LWs whenever they use the supercomputer, whenever they go to Lyoko, whenever, like, let's say Xana is walking around and, like, doing all this supernatural stuff in the area, or when they use the return to the past feature. I kind of wish there was, like, this sort of, like, leading little, like, side storyline of the LWs being watched or the LWs being pursued by these men in black, because these two were just throwaway, man. Like, they were just throwaway and stuff. And I kind of wish that they kind of used this opportunity to connect back to when Aelita's way back in the day when Aelita was a little girl, and Aelita's mom was taken away. That Men in Black were chasing Franz Hopper and Aelita down the sewers and stuff. I kind of wish they used this episode to sort of, like, connect back to that, and saying that, hey, we see we hear pulsations, we hear, like, stuff on the internet, or at the very least is, like, we're starting to become aware of the technology that Franz Hopper is using is active again. Like, what's going on? Like, what are these kids doing and stuff? It's like, I kind of wish they use this episode as an opportunity to sort of, like, extend on that storyline. But when it comes to what we have right now in terms of the episode itself, it's fun. It's okay for me. It's not going to get, like, that much high, like, negative or low praise for me. This is just one of the average episodes that I would watch if, like, nothing else. Because I do like the pursuit of the Men in Black when they eventually get possessed by Xana and stuff. I thought those scenes were pretty fun, if not a little bit predictable in my opinion. But I do love, like, all the interactions that Jim and, like, Delmas, as they were, like, in the factory and stuff like that. I did like their presence. And the Lyoko scenes were okay too. They're definitely okay. Like, I did like joking as he shot Ulrich, that he devirtualized Ulrich so Ulrich can go back into the supercomputer to find out what's going on with Jeremy and stuff. But other than that, it's just an okay episode. It doesn't really get too much praise or negative connotations for me. It's like more so in the B range for me.
Well,
I mean, Ulrich asked Odd to devirtualize him. It wasn't just Odd making a snap decision.
You knew something was
no.
wrong.
Yeah, that did happen. I forgot about that. Yeah.
Man,
You remembered correctly that Ulrich was devirtualized to go see what was happening.
Yeah,
But it
okay.
was specifically because he asked
Yeah.
Odd to do it.
But I just like the comments that Odd was making. Like, it was kind of funny because hey, like it's for a good cause or whatever like that. It's like because Odd just says some of the funniest shit sometimes. But yeah, it goes back to what I said. It's an okay episode, B range.
I have a problem with your opinion.
Yeah, not everybody can take correctness. But okay.
Oh, God. Yeah, it definitely was a surprise for me though to hear this. But I forgot to mention some of the Lyoko scenes though. Actually, the Lyoko scenes were also fun as the Earth scenes. They had a pretty tough battle with a lot of mega tanks and stuff, and Aelita did a lot to help out. She took out, I think she took out like 2 mega tanks or something. I know she tried to hit one, which was weird. When this happened, her energy fields broke a mega tank's laser beam, which I thought was very odd, pun unintended. And then after she did that, she used her creativity to help Yumi, sadly. And then after she did both those two things, she was on her knees, worn out. So I appreciated all her effort during that Lyoko battle. I mean, they were getting beat up. I think Vigor was saying that Yumi was the only one that actually did not fall in Digital Sea, or almost falling, because she actually saved I think both Aelita and Odd from falling. So I was like, but I don't care if Yumi did that, you still trash Yumi.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot to mention, I remember when I first watched this episode a while ago, and you first heard the voices of the men in black, and it's like, it kind of reminded me of Up, if you guys have seen that movie, where it's as soon as the dog revealed his voice and stuff like that, it ended up being extremely high pitched and stuff like that. It kind of gave me similar vibes to of how hilarious
it was funny. Yeah, this whole episode was just was a good time, and I already said what I said during my share, but let me go to the ranks real quick. So Flower said A, Colton said A, Jory said A, Wazy said A, Dylan said S, Whiskey said B, and I have also said A. So it's gonna be in the A. And what do we have here? I think we have an A already. So
we only have one other A, so I say above.
I'm gonna look. Let me get rid of Discord.
There are 2 Bs with J-Man as well.
What?
So
what are we talking about?
There are 2 Bs.
2 Bs.
J-Man. Yeah.
Oh,
J-Man
sorry.
gave it a B.
Sorry,
you?
I gave it a B. I literally forgot. I was reading the list. Sorry, because J-Man entered later. I totally forgot his B. But still, I think it's still in the A.
Yeah. Yeah.
To be or not to be.
What? Wait. Before this, you guys did Tidal Wave, right?
Yeah. It became a C tier. Mostly was voted C. Why? What was your...
Seeing Aelita
Oh my god.
I was giving it an A.
Shit.
Like
I actually
Yo,
agree with J-Man on something for once. Damn.
Hold on.
Dude,
my thing went out again. What did you say, Jay?
I was gonna give Tidal Wave an A, because wait. There was a scene towards the end where Aelita went all
Naruto. Does that drag it into it? No, it doesn't drag it into a B, does it?
Because there was a scene towards the end where Aelita has a Naruto moment where she did practically the Rasengan against the creeper.
That was pretty awesome.
Wait, what? I don't remember that.
I don't remember that either.
Aelita, what?
She did plants the energy field into the creeper's chest and makes it explode.
Oh, the animation, after the weird animation spawn of it. Yeah.
Yeah, I call that the Rasengan
Yeah.
scene.
Well, anyways, sorry, pardon my language, but how the fuck do you have tidal wave A and freaking false lead B? What in the what?
It was it's simple. It's much
Magic.
Who's
more
gonna curse on
entertaining.
this fucking stream?
All right.
I did like the whole like food monster thing.
Disgusting.
That was like chasing everything. I honestly thought that was pretty cool. You like Xander would like gather like all like the food from the cafeteria and it would chase the characters and stuff.
Yeah, that was the worst
Like
part.
I just thought that was really entertaining.
Say less, J-Man. Say less.
All right, false lead. So, what episode is that? What's the second episode? Lyoko -1, right? Is that the one that's in A right now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
So false lead, in front or behind?
In front.
Behind.
Hmm.
Uh,
Do you think we'll have
Yeah.
time for one more, or
No.
does everyone want false lead in front or behind? I know I already got two people's.
yeah, I'd say so.
That does not. That what?
That doesn't answer
Yeah.
anything.
That does. He literally just said yes to that.
I think he was saying yes to behind because he gave it
Okay.
a B. So
Who the fuck puts ketchup on ham?
Oh my god, that's disgusting.
That's gross. I
mean, we
wouldn't
can
do
talk
that.
about Aelita if we want to talk about Aelita.
I mean,
Well, 'cause of false
we have
lead,
nothing
that's
else.
behind.
I mean,
Do we have time?
I don't know.
I mean,
what kind of
Aelita
episode
is a
is like?
character. I think we could.
How much is there to talk
discuss her
about for
25
Aelita?
minutes.
I feel like Alita is a pretty loaded episode. But
Wait, no, I'm talking about the character. What episode?
oh my god.
Man, I guess it's up to y'all.
well,
I got-
we could definitely put it off to next
No.
week so
This
that
is-
Flower can actually watch it
Yeah.
and remember. it.
Yeah,
and
I
actually be
still
able
want to
to
watch
discuss
False
it.
Lead just because I miss it. Well, man, this is going way slower than I thought now because
Yeah.
2 episodes per stream now, and we're on. I swear we're almost halfway from being close to the length of season 2. Because we told ourselves there's no way we're talking about season 3 longer than season 2, but so far it's getting there.
Yeah, you sure?
It's crazy.
Well,
What happened?
this was a fun time.
Indeed.
Yeah,
Ugh.
sorry for being late. I had to be completely honest.
Oh.
Like so this day, like nothing happened today. I just like I got up, today was just like, I don't know why, I just had like no energy today. I got all my stuff done, and then I'm like, all right, it's almost 2:00. All right, let's get ready to like get on the stream. Like I'll just rest my eyes for like 10 minutes, and then I'll jump on, and then I literally fell asleep for an hour. I did not mean to. It just happened that way. I got so comfy.
It
listening to
happens.
That was Oz who made the Uno River, wasn't it?
It's been a
When
Yeah.
we did the rewatch streams.
What?
Probably.
I don't know. about
Maybe.
that. I don't know. I know it's just. Well, I guess while we're still kind of here, why do we want to put false lead in the after Lyoko -1?
Before.
Yeah, I think Lyoko -1 is a little better.
Okay.
I think Lyoko -1 is better.
Yeah, I'm just like there's. I thought I thought false lead
False-
was more enjoyable though, but throughout the
False
whole episode.
lead is very good and it's very funny, but I'd rather put Lyoko -1 does a good job of establishing what the season is and I think it's
Oh yeah,
and
you're
what's
right.
it? I was about
I forgot.
funny,
I
but
forgot my
don't.
thoughts about this episode already. Actually, so
Yeah,
I would have to agree. Actually,
yeah. It's just
yeah.
it's
Because
just
this
a better
episode,
episode.
it
Mostly
being
so good.
yeah, it being the second episode, and I was like mentioning getting rid of a sector was a big deal. So yeah, I would have to actually agree with that. Story
Yeah.
driven.
Also, isn't it interesting that season 3, the mid-season, has no S ranks yet? Can't believe it.
Yeah, well, Dylan rated 2 of them as S rank. I think Flower had an S
Yeah,
rank.
but
I
Yeah,
Dylan
I've given
rated-
two of them S
I think
rank so
Lyoko
far.
-1 I gave an S.
and so was Flower. So,
I think, yeah, literally the first. Oh no, wait, no. Yeah, so it was 54 and 56. I've given S's to, and they're
Dang.
both in A.
Final round better get into S, or I'm gonna be upset.
Oh yeah, it better be. You already know
I'm
my
gonna
opinion
give it
on
an
that.
F because William gets possessed.
if I speak,
Yes.
no, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Best
Guys,
season
F because
finale
William gets
ever.
possessed.
Best season
Spoilers,
finale.
but William
we're
gets
so-
possessed, so we gotta give it an F.
No. But William like kills the fuck out of Yumi. That's fucking S, bro.
I mean, he kills everybody.
I know, but
Well,
Yumi-
if
Yumi
we
first,
don't
I
give
think.
the Mario episode an S rank, I'm gonna blow up a whole building.
Wait, what? Oh, I don't know. I don't know about that. That's a good episode.
That is a good episode. That's gonna be either A or S.
Yeah, I mean, I'm
not sure if it's
surprised.
S.
Yeah, I'm surprised if it would be S. I know it's not until next week or so, but yeah, I think.
But
That's an A for
guys, William can't swim.
me. yeah,
Oh my
I love
God.
that scene. I love that scene though. They're just dangling there.
Oh.
All right.
Anyway.
All right, Dylan, we get it.
We interrupt the stream to bring you,
Exactly.
yeah, karaoke.
Okay.
Sorry, no, I laughed at what was in live voice chat. Oh.
Yeah, I was saying that we've done 2 episodes per stream so far for season 3, and that's already slower than season 2 so far. But I
think
still
we just
can't
got
see.
into. We're like in a habit of just like diving into each
I got-
episode now.
I don't know. It's so weird. What's so different about? I don't know. I season 3. Don't get me wrong. I think Lyoko -1 was a good episode to talk about, but Tidal Wave got 2. As much as
Yeah.
I said I liked it more than before, I couldn't. I was done talking
I'm
about that episode.
surprised.
I think it's because season 2 basically trained us to be like, okay, we need to talk about every episode in detail, and it's like,
Yep.
so now we're doing that for every.
I'm honestly
episode.
surprised, considering all of you gave it C's, how much you all wanted to talk about Tidal Wave.
I know. I
had
was
very
it
little-
I
was
talked
irking.
about it for like 5 minutes.
Yeah. Me too.
So
I
Me
was
too. I
first
talked about, like, for
technically,
2
so I
minutes.
kind of have that excuse. But even I was struggling to be like, I barely remember what's in this episode, guys. There's a mood monster and there's some fun jokes. I forgot about the Digital Sea Rising, which I feel ashamed of, but other than that,
Why
it's
whiskey?
like
oh,
Whoa.
Well, I didn't know Colton was gonna leave, but Whiskey, said
Whiskey
bye.
dragged
I
Colton.
did
Damn,
that.
did you stop the stream?
No, it's still going for a little bit.
Oh, okay.
About to end though. But you know what? I think we need to. Well, Colton's not here anymore, but we need to like.
So
We need to.
I just gotta.
hold
Would
on.
J-Man's A change how we rank where?
No.
Bro, it's too late.
I'm just
I-
because I don't think it would, because I think it'd be 2 A's against what, like 4 C's
Tidal Wave.
or 5 C's or something.
Yeah, it was like. Let me-
Oh yeah, but they were also
it's scrolling up.
hold on.
I go to pins. Oh wait, no, it's
Yeah.
not. I unpinned it.
God damn! Wow, it's really up there.
Yeah, yeah, because this is the chat we use for stream.
All right, hold on.
Mm-hmm. That's false lead.
I can just
Let's
go
just
to this
all right.
chat actually.
So
Okay.
and
4 C's, a B, an A, and a D. So that would be
Hold on.
2 A's.
No, a flat C would be 5.
remember you have 4 C's
All
and you have 4
C's
C's
are
and a
C.
D. So that's
5
pretty.
plus
Then
5 plus 6 plus 6
What are y'all?
plus
I'd still
8
say
plus Judge gave it a D, which is a 2. I gave it an A, which is an 11. And then J-Man gave it an A plus, which is 12.
hold on.
And
how
then we
are-
divide that by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Divide that by 8.
I don't know how he's doing this math.
Fine, I'll do the. Yeah, that's what I'm wondering as well. You said 11 for an A and a
2
12 for an A plus.
and 2 for
That's
D.
why
I
I'm
don't-
like, what?
Oh,
Rank the. Hold on. Each letter would be a flat value.
B minus is
which
1,
is-
D is 2, D plus is 3, C minus is 4, C is 5, C plus is 6, B minus is 7, B is 8, B plus is
I'm
9,
sorry, but-
A minus is 10, A is 11,
All right,
A plus is 12,
Blah blah blah.
S minus, S plus, so on and so forth. You add them all up and then you divide to get an average, and that average
Yeah,
culminates in
I
what your
get
score
that.
would be.
I get
This
that.
comes
My-
out to a 6.8, which is like halfway between being a C plus and halfway between being a B minus. If we're gonna grade
So
that-
it remains as
so,
C.
I was gonna say because like you have 4 C's and a D, that overtakes 2 A's. It just does.
Even if we start doing it like that, we'd have to start doing every episode like that too. Because we've been mostly doing it off of like a rough
I
estimate.
mean, I'm not saying it's not a
not
C
doing-
plus anymore. I'm just saying
Yeah.
I mean, again.
Also, I
it
was
is
not
only
really.
one-
It gets really close to us making it a B though. If we were to cancel everything out and equal everything out,
Mm.
maybe I really should have said S. Damn.
Well, no.
I don't know. I kind of think it is a little better than to go off of roughly majority than it is to have like one S skew the rank really high when everyone else is saying C and you're saying
No,
S.
I know.
Yeah.
This is just joking, but like,
I think like if it really comes down to crunching where it should be, though, I don't think applying math to it is the applying numeric equivalency and averaging is the end of the world.
it
Because
doesn't.
that's technically what we're doing anyways.
It really doesn't matter for this one because there's only one episode in that C tier, so it doesn't. It just stays there. It's
Also,
not moving.
flower changing thing. If you were to match a D plus to a C minus, it still doesn't. It does. It would drag the average up in theory, because
If you had an S, then
C,
yes, it
C
probably would've been a
pluses
B.
would be weighted the same as B minuses, which would actually heavyweight the, it would heavy it up if everyone specifically in this rating at least you would push this. It would make it a B, and we would have to change the tier.
I just think
if we were
D
to
should be
average it
1
that
and
way.
C should be 2. So then it's
I
just, well, what do we
agree.
do with D plus and C minus? Are they both 1.5 or do we do something funky where it's like
we keep the same. Like, oh my
like
god.
D plus is 1.3 and C minus is 1.6.
I don't like that. It hurts
Yeah.
me.
It's but
Yeah,
then
I
at that
don't
point
think
you might as, because it's just a basic addition it's basically a basic addition and averaging.
I mean, we aren't even really using D plus and C minus like
Yeah,
officially.
it's
just-
mostly yeah. Sorry.
It's to give it the warm feelings of whether it should be
Yes.
above or below something.
roughly.
Yeah, if we have
I don't know.
like,
I have a hard time like putting something in the middle. I'm just like, it's not a C, it's a C plus. That's how I see it anyway.
Yeah, like the once we like count up all the ranks, there's like if something's like all C's, but then you have like an A, then that we'll have to maybe move it up to C plus, but that's really it. Just going by the majority. yeah, I guess we'll end it here then. It was,
Indeed.
kind of a short
Power
stream
deactivated.
earlier. Yeah. So thank
Yeah,
you,
because
everyone.
we do not have time for Aelita right now.
No, we wasted. We
Yeah.
had half an hour to spare,
We
but
would
even
not.
then,
Half an hour would
Hour
not have been enough time.
Not
I
even
think we're
close.
gonna need like at least
Loaded.
45, if not a full hour, to get into Aelita.
Yeah.
oh, that's not bad. It made it sound like it was gonna be more than that. Yeah, I hope we don't spend that long on Aelita. I know it's
Again,
a
I think-
character-driven episode, but
I think we're gonna be spending an hour talking about each episode just from now on.
yeah. Well, oh yeah. Thanks for reminding me. I need to. I want to. I don't know if Colton's still listening, but we need to. We need to really we need to actually do our homework now to like watch these episodes before, so we don't have to, like skim through
I
the
think
episode
it-
and
I think there was a shift in season 2, because I think in season 1 and 2 I was able to get away with not having to have watched the full episodes, but then at some point we're like, we're gonna deep dive, and then it
Yeah.
started becoming, oh, I need to remember details and not just like the highlights anymore. I don't know when that shift happened, but it happened,
I don't
and now
know.
it's like we.
I don't know.
This
We
is
don't
starting
need
to
all
turn
the
into like an
details.
episode podcast where we just talk about each episode in great detail.
I don't know what's going on. Yeah, it's supposed to be mainly the highlights, but like details are fine, but not every detail. Like we don't need to talk about. We don't need everyone or like some people going from like the very beginning of the episode all the way to the end of the episode. We don't need a long summary.
Yeah,
You
but
mean
we've been
Colton's
doing
recap?
that,
Yes.
and I've been hit with the
But
brunt
it's not
of it
only
a couple
Colton.
times.
It's not only Colton. It happened a couple other times. But
I mean, yeah, but Colton like really just goes scene by scene.
I mean, I kind of feel bad because I do it too, but I'm also
Yeah.
trying to give like feedback too. Like, here's
Yeah.
this scene, and here's what I think of it, and then just do an overall like, this is my feeling on the episode. That's just kind of what we've been doing. Everyone's just like, yeah, here's my quick summary and here's my thoughts, and that's
yeah.
just what
I mean,
everyone's
that's,
been doing.
That's I think I'm the only one, or maybe Wazy too. That I think that's only us that ever kind of like have our, and I know I was last on one of them, but still like I didn't
Yeah.
have like a lot to say. I had my main things I wanted to say on
Well,
why
I think
thought
part
it's
of
this
it
rank.
Is the randomizing's pretty new. This is only our second time we're doing it, and so like Waze was always last, so it really didn't make sense for Waze to do the recap.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
and Cam, you have a jury above you, so you don't have to do the recap. It makes sense for the first person who gets picked to have to do recap, just
Yeah.
for everyone to be on the same
But,
page. We
yeah.
don't need everybody doing a recap.
Yeah, exactly.
Unfortunately,
No,
doing
no.
a recap is how I know how to talk about these episodes. So it's
Exactly,
like,
exactly. We need
I've
the
just been
first
trained
person.
I
to
know.
do it that way.
We could just invest
I personally
more
don't.
time into each
Would you-
into each stream by rewatching the episode before we rank it.
Oh my god. Vigor.
Oh my god.
Honestly, with
Well,
how
you-
long we talk about the episodes, might as well.
No, anyway.
Yeah, I don't think we should do.
Oh my god, Discord, please don't do this
Through
to me.
season 3.
Huh?
Yeah.
What did you say?
Also. No, go ahead.
No, I just missed what she said.
Oh, I
Oh.
just said I don't think we should start doing like adding rewatch is like as part to the stream. Like
Oh,
when we're
no.
partway through season 3 already.
Well, no, I was saying to in everyone's own time to watch the episodes we're going to talk about
Yeah.
before the stream.
Yeah, I started doing that, and I don't know. I
Yeah.
just got
It-
caught up
it-
in
it
other
does
things
help.
this week.
That's fine, and it doesn't have to be the day of or the day before. It can just be
Right.
whenever.
Yeah. Just do it
Um,
more recently.
But yeah, we definitely don't need to do more than one recap. I think the first person can do the recap, and just everyone else just note down what they're.
It might be
There.
good to have like a pre-stream meeting, like, or at some point to just try and like get this more organized, so we're not all doing recaps and get everybody to like we could, or you could just make an announcement saying, hey, let's like cut back. Let's have the first person do the
Yeah.
full recap, and then that way you don't So like everyone's prepared to do the recap because who's going first is determined like on the stream, but like we don't need everybody doing a full recap for like we have 8 of us. There's so much.
Yeah. Yeah. That's probably what's gonna have to happen. No worries.
And then have people just watch it, like try to watch it. I don't know. I think people get busy, and I think some people just do not have time.
Yeah,
like
no.
to do
If
it
you
before the
can,
stream.
I said if you can, it does help a lot memory wise. So
Yeah.
I keep forgetting.
And it's just
Ugh.
weird to me that I like blanked on. I guess I don't know why I blanked on certain parts today on these 2 episodes specifically. Like Tidal Wave, I can kind of get because it's a pretty forgettable episode, but like I forgot that he used the possessed Men in Black guy to attack the supercomputer. How did I forget that? I don't know. It's been too long since what? Because it's season 3. That's why.
Exactly.
I was waiting for that. I was waiting for someone to say that shit. I was just waiting.
I remember the other seasons better than I remember season 3. That might be why.
Yeah, it's sad.
Pinnacle of mid.
I knew it was coming.
Yep.
So close.
I mean, I've said it a few times in this stream, so.
This is the reason why we can't remember it exactly. It's just it's not the most watched season, but I still disagree on it being the worst.
Yeah.
I
Okay,
think it's the weakest one.
you can say it's the weakest. It's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just want to reiterate what I said about False Lead. I kind of wish that they took the Men in Black sort of thing like a little bit more seriously. Like I like humor, but I feel like they kind of missed a opportunity to sort of like connect back maybe to Aelita's past or maybe some sort of new concept revolving
It's
around
just that they already
Men in Black.
done that, and I don't know, and they're gonna keep doing it throughout the series still. So I mean, it would make sense to do it on.
And they didn't
FBI
actually
comes
want to do anything with Carthage. It was just a set piece, so of course they wouldn't do anything more with them in this instance.
Mm-hmm.
But
again, Sophie has said she never wanted to do anything with Carthage.
Yeah, that might change. But
I've taken that as a lesson of like what the dangers of like when you make your set pieces more like super interesting, because then that turns into an expectation of like, well, what are you gonna do with it? And then it's like, well, I wasn't planning to do anything with it. It's just a set piece, and everyone's like, come on.
Yeah.
That's a wasted opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
But like, I think they might have. It would have been better if the plan was never to commit to like going deep into Carthage lore. It might have been better to like come up with something less interesting. I don't know how. Secret Government Project is just inherently interesting, but like, I guess they tried with Communication Project, but even then,
it's partly because of how like central it was to the entire reason that everything in the show basically happens. Like, if Carthage hadn't happened and Friends hadn't wanted to get revenge on Carthage, none of this show would have ever happened.
But like, you need an answer. You need an answer for like what happened.
And we know, at least to a small degree, that what happened is he had a rival within the project, Tyrone, who wanted him out of the project because Friends was the better scientist. And Tyrone wanted all of the glory and prestige and wanted to be in charge and blah, 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 blah. I mean, a little bit of that's flavoring, but essentially that's why else would you try and oust him? So he kidnaps Cynthia as a threat, and then Friends plots his revenge.
That's assuming you're taking Chronicles into account, or not Chronicles, Evolution.
Well, I mean, a little bit, yeah, I guess, but
I don't know. I don't know how to get out of that situation then, because there really isn't a way to be boring about that answer. They could have just not tried to answer at all. They could have just left it in the mystery. But then
mean,
they had part of an answer, and then they never fully delivered. And people are still annoyed to this day that Lyoko never went deep into the Carthage lore.
I just get reminded of like Avatar: The Last Airbender sometimes, because like the whole series, or like a majority of it, I was asking, "Yo, where's Zuko's mom? Like, give us the deets on that." And when Zuko finally asks that question, it happens to be the last episode, and they completely leave that to the fans' interpretation. It's the same thing with Eileen.
well, they're both.
But then they went and answered it in the
Yeah.
comics.
Comments don't count. Comments don't count. I'm sorry.
Not only
yeah, they
that, not only that, but what's
gonna
it?
change that up.
Zuko's mom at one point was meant to be like they were planning at one point they were planning either a book 4 or a movie that was going to be a part of it, and then they didn't do that, and then later Korra came into the equation, so yeah.
But they did mention that they're gonna do something with that. It won't be the same as the books, though.
I'm a little more forgiving of Avatar for like leaving that in the air, because they do have an answer and they do provide it in like spin-off content. It's different.
Yeah.
Lyoko, I think if there was like a side comic that that was about like like Waldo Schaefer and his adventures with Carthage and like how all that went down, I'd be a lot more forgiving about the show not having an answer, because that kind of stuff it's hard.
You mean like canon official spin-offs and not
Yeah, because I was gonna say Chronicles.
Yeah, Chronicles. Chronicles isn't canon. Yeah, Chronicles does technically answer. I think that might be part of why a lot of people really champion Chronicles, is because it does actually answer those questions, but also it like ignores canon in a lot of other places, so I don't trust it.
Is that Avatar comics? Are those
again?
is that
butchers
canon, though?
the entire source material of the show.
Well, that looks like they're gonna change the canon. I don't know what's gonna be canon after the movie. I'm curious now. Hello?
Is going to be something else.
Sorry,
especially.
Sorry, what were you saying?
Oh, what's it? I'm saying stuff like the comics and junk are probably still going to be canon, but whatever Avatar Studio decides to make is also going to be canon.
Yeah,
they're not going to affect each other.
No, I'm wondering how that's gonna work, because if they're gonna change the thing about finding Zuko's mother and all, like they said they're not gonna they're not gonna just copy and paste the comics to animation. So I'm curious on what they're gonna make new. Is that gonna take over what was previously canon?
They might just expand upon it more, because there is an answer, but it's also with a comic you only have so much room to play with, so like they might just go harder, and there is a lot they could dive deep on.
Yeah, because I've
read those books.
They said they were gonna change it up or something. So.
Also, it's an adult gang movie that they're doing. At least that's the first one. So it's likely going to have nothing to do with any of that, because the Search, I believe, is shortly after the original series, not like when they're all grown up. Yeah.
I'm curious, because they mentioned something about it, that they were gonna do something different with it and not go by the comics. Yeah, with the mother part specifically. So I don't know. Because the movie is supposed to be way further, right, after the war?
Yes, that's what I was saying. Yeah, the Search, Zuko's mom stuff happens right after.
Yeah. So
whereas
I wonder what that. So so now I'm more curious on what they were gonna do about. Maybe they'll do a flashback or something. I don't know. I'm just curious now, because they said that they were asked about it, and they said they're gonna do something different. About that topic, so.
Oh my god, when are we gonna be ranking Avatar: The Last Airbender episodes?
Dude, oh my god, that would be insane.
The hot takes would be something.
All I would say, but every single week I'd be like 10 out of 10, 10 out of 10, 10 out of 10, 10 out of 10.
Yeah, exactly, and I'd break your hearts with that.
Yeah,
because Avatar isn't perfect.
No,
dude, I would just. Dude, if you give any
Oh, I
episode any
know.
less than a 10 out of 10,
Oh,
I would
God.
assume that I'm gonna treat this like Persona 5 and steal your treasure. There's something wrong with
I
you.
don't know. It's not perfect, but it's definitely one of the
Most
best cartoons out there, though.
Yeah. Ain't no cartoon's perfect, but I'm just
Most
passionate.
people treat Avatar: The Last Airbender as "quote unquote" the perfect cartoon, the pinnacle of animation, which is why I'd be like, yeah, I'd be the
No,
contrarian in the Avatar.
I think what made people think that is the story, because obviously,
It's
if you're
good.
if you're
I'm
an
not
artist,
saying it isn't.
like visually, like it's also visually
The-
pleasing, but there's a lot of like errors and stuff throughout, and there's definitely some writing errors too, or like rushing some certain
It's
things.
also really a element of its time, and it
Yeah,
kind of
that's
has
part of it. And I don't.
some jokes
The
and
best cartoon
scenes
in
and
the
moments that
2000s.
you really couldn't do today. And like obviously
Oh my god.
judging something on the norms of when it was made, which Avatar was a fairly progressive show for its time, even though it had some of those kind of dated jokes in it. Like, yeah, I mean, it's certainly an easy 9.9, but it, perfect 10. It has its.
I give it. I was gonna say 5 stars, but not like. I don't know. I guess four. I can't. But I also
I'll
can't
point
I
out
can't
that
give it 5 stars at the same time.
there's a lot of people who think who think the show made the wrong decision by basically giving Aang exactly what he wanted in a non-violent way to defeat the Fire Lord, which
I love that, bro.
I'm not saying it's like I see that there is a valid point in that, like, it's sort of like, ultimately they were always going to go that route, but it would have been really interesting if the writers were like, Aang has to kill the Fire Lord. That's how it has to be.
I'm right.
Are you?
I am absolutely 100%
The best parts
right.
of Korra are better than the whole show?
The best parts of Korra are better than The Last Airbender, yes.
Well, I can't wait to watch that then and see if that's
I
correct.
mean, that's being quite selective because you are specifically talking about the best
He
parts.
likes to be the underdog.
Yes, I'm aware of that. Nah, genuinely. What's it? I'm aware that yes, what's it? What I mean by the best parts of Korra are better than The Last Airbender, like when you're looking at the peaks of The Last Airbender and the peaks of Korra, personally, the peaks of Korra are higher than that of The Last Airbender, in my opinion, which cook me, yeah, whatever, but at the same time, what's it? Like, genuinely, Book 3 of The Legend of Korra, in my opinion, is the best Avatar content just in general.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah, fight me.
That's a spicy take. Dang.
Yeah, no,
Fight
I'm actually
me.
curious. I don't think I've ever heard anyone say that. Like,
yeah.
I'm just like, now it makes me want to watch it more now to see if that's correct.
Book 3 of Korra is fantastic.
Man, to say it's good but to say it's the best.
I mean,
whole.
All I'm aware
franchise.
of is how freaking kind of awful the ending of Korra was with regards to the lore. But
I have opinions on Book 4 of Korra as well. Part of Korra's issue as well is that The Last Airbender was pretty much greenlit as a 3-season show from the get-go, whereas Korra itself was greenlit seasonally, except for books 3 and 4, which you'll notice are more connected. But books 1 and 2 of Korra, book 1 was meant to be all of Korra when it was initially conceived. Book 2 of Korra was meant to be the last season. And then it's like, no, book 3 and 4. When comparing it to Avatar with these production issues in mind as well, it's like I just feel people are slightly unfair on the show. But yeah.
When it comes to Korra, there's some specific stuff I want to talk about, especially in regards to season 1. But I guess I can't say that.
I
here.
really like Korra season 1, but seasons, in my opinion, the best seasons of Korra are 1 and 3, and then 2 is the worst one. 4 is interesting to talk about. It's interesting,
I just
but
the
yeah.
season 3, like, is it a whole new vibe and feel, or does it give you that OG feel?
What's it? Season 3 of Korra is definitely more. Season 3 of Korra, in compare. Are you asking me to compare it to The Last Airbender, or are you asking me to compare it to the rest of Korra?
I
Or
guess
what
the
exactly?
whole you said in general, so I'm curious if like what makes you really like puts that season 3 of Korra more than the whole like
See,
OG series as a whole, or the franchise as a whole. Hold on.
I for the sake of not spoiling anyone, I will not say what they're. Uh, Zahir is cool, and so is the rest of his group. I'll say that much. What's it? God, I really enjoy what we learn about both Korra's own history as well as a little bit of Aang's, or not really Aang's, but a little bit of the gang as well. The original Last Airbender group at a significantly older age. Some huge moments that you would not have expected happen in the season as well as what's it? Just in general, it also has the feeling of a chase and just a general feeling of danger and unease that I really, really like. And the philosophies between Korra and this villain, and how much he puts Korra through the ringer. And also, in my opinion, the season 3 finale is genuinely one of the best things in Avatar just ever. Um, it's fantastic, and it ties a lot of things together from both The Last Airbender and Korra itself, which just, well, at least that's talking about the finale specifically, which I just really, really like. Book 3 of Korra is fantastic, and in my opinion, is peak Avatar. No matter how much people will come at me for that because, oh, The Last Airbender. But yeah.
Well, I mean, I don't know. Yeah, it's just crazy. It's just, I mean, I haven't watched
No.
all of it yet, but I
Because,
just
go ahead.
there's just so many great moments in Avatar. I mean, I'm sure there's great moments in Korra. I guess
Yeah.
I'll find out soon. But that's just I never heard that take before.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I know Avatar is not perfect. Obviously, it's still, I think, the best cartoon, especially in the 2000s. Even though it still had
I think
its
Avatar is great.
writing and art
Yeah, I think
problems.
Avatar is great. I just think that people
I don't want. Yeah, I don't want
people
people
kind
to
of
be.
make it out to be the cartoon ever. Like nothing
Yeah,
else can ever possibly compare to Avatar, which is why I don't like the way people talk about it.
yeah. I don't want
But
people to
yeah,
like make you like, you know,
yeah,
Mhm.
that's just.
I mean,
that's the way I view it. But
But,
yeah,
oh, since
I mean,
everyone's saying this, it's just in spite of them. No,
no, I'm not saying that in spite of. Well, I mean, oh god,
a little
I'm
bit,
not
but no, I
saying
get you. I
it
get
just.
you.
Yeah, no, just to be contrarian. It's just like
Yeah.
I'm a fan of anime. I'm a fan of the medium. I love cartoons, you know?
Mhm.
And so when I look at Avatar, which is still phenomenal, not saying it's not, but at the same time, it's like I don't like it being the end all be all of
I know.
everything.
I
Yeah,
know.
that's my thing. But
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, clearly Avatar is not the best cartoon. That's why we're doing like a weekly tier list videos on Code Lyoko and not Avatar.
You
Exactly.
know.
Oh yeah, now Code Lyoko, that's the end all be all. Rare
Yeah.
case.
That's yo,
Well,
that
I
is the
would.
one thing all of us would like come together on. It's like, yo, Code Lyoko is the best. Fight us.
Well, actually, I'm curious to
I
know if
also
y'all like. Do you like Kolyoko or Avatar better?
Ooh, that is a tough question.
Yeah. I mean,
'Cause
I'll tell you my
it
answer.
depends on. Yeah, it depends.
Dude, it really, dude, bias plays like a huge part in like the way that I think in regards to both of those shows.
Like I love Kolyoko. I don't know how to. This is a weird way how I'm gonna say this, but like obviously I love Kolyoko a lot. Okay, it's my most favorite show, but I still would have to. I'd still, in my opinion, put Avatar on top of Kolyoko. It's just me.
I think Avatar is a better show, but Code Lyoko is the one I like the most. But go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, no,
that's
it's
pretty much what I
for me,
said. That's
for me.
pretty much what I said. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's my most favorite, but Avatar is on top.
Mm-hmm.
I come back. I mean, I'm more about Kolyoko than Avatar. I'm always, almost every day I'm, in the Kolyoko community. Then I'm never in the Avatar community, but I come back to that show every once in a while to rewatch it because it's really good. But Avatar or Kolyoko, I'm all over it more. So something different about there's a charm in Kolyoko though that we all know and agree.
Exactly.
And that's probably what makes it addicting, and I always come back to it more than Avatar. But Avatar still being like the better show story wise and stuff. But
it's like, yo, you would know, like, because obviously it's like when it comes to kids who are like born like, let's say 2009 or like anything afterwards, and they would look at a show like Code Lyoko, they'll be like, yo, what's so special about this show? Why did this like have such a big impact on like late 90s, early 2000s kids and stuff? And the thing is, man, I don't know, maybe I could be wrong, but I don't know a single show since Code Lyoko that did the same concept of combining like 2D and 3D animation and doing it this well. Since Code Lyoko, I don't know a single one. Again, unless I'm wrong, like unless you guys seen like any modern day cartoons, but what Code Lyoko has is really unique. It's really special, and that's what keeps us coming back to it and stuff like that. So I think that's what plays a huge part.
I can agree with that.
I'm actually gonna go ahead. Now I'm going to finally end the stream, you guys. So thank you, Vigor, and everyone else for joining the chat. I know we turned into an Avatar stream, but that's what happens sometimes at the end. So peace out, everybody.
Didn't know we were still streaming, yeah.
You didn't know that? Yeah. Yeah, Wazy and I are just in the chats. But the people, but Vigor is also part of the discussion.